But
What's up?
is everyone okay with that?
I'm
I
down.
asked
Yeah.
last time.
Sorry, what's up?
We're banned. That that's that. What's up? Is that? Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't know who's going to be enthused to see this disaster play out, but
Me.
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 Yeah, I was gonna say she is
I like disasters.
a part of phone.
How's this working?
Oh, I see. Whisper has thing up.
right. So, how was everybody's week? Everybody doing good?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got on my crafters to 50.
Totes, bruh.
Toad fry.
Got my fifth.
Yar, the week's been good.
Now I need to remember how I see everything.
Please talk to a pirate the entire time.
Aye, Milady, that be the point.
Yes.
Oh no.
We're all very enthused about this brand new character, Mr. Bartholomew.
This is like
That
the
be
seventh
James
character.
to you, boy.
Oh.
A Russian and a pirate walk into a bar.
No beer escapes.
Oh my god.
Fetch me rum.
Mm.
How do I check other people's thing?
I don't know. I can't look at anybody's but my own.
Yeah, thing.
I get your grubby wee hands off me.
Oh.
But Silly can look at all of ours, huh?
Oh. Anyways. Yes.
Right.
But really, I'll only be needing that for name purposes. Because you all actually have some... You got a lot of syllables for these names. Yeah, you can go by James. That's not bad.
Hi.
Amarok. That's at least 3.
Annie, Rock.
Yep.
Menadora.
Probably 4.
Meno.
Yeah, we'll put
Amma
Meno.
Meno. Amma Meno.
And Alabaster.
Alabaster Amma Meno. It's like a song.
Boy.
Hoogie Woogie?
Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and tell everybody here that the opening I have for this is actually going to be a little drawn out,
Oh yeah?
and for a majority of it, it's just going to be me talking, so just to prep everybody for that.
Or
And you said you couldn't draw. Boo myself.
I don't worry. I like it.
Cold. Alright.
I don't know how loud my crunching is, by the way, so let me know if it's too loud.
No, you're perfect.
I don't hear enough. More crunch.
Okay, good. Oh, why do you sound so far away, Whisper?
Because
Yeah.
I just laid back a bit.
Huh?
Yeah. Whoa.
Alright, so
Whoa.
on track.
Yes.
Silly.
Okay. So, everybody here? Everybody ready?
Yeah.
I hope so.
Aye,
Captain.
Alright.
Burrito Supremo, indeed.
Relax.
Eat
Here we go.
Relax.
a burrito. I promise it'll help.
A burrito.
I don't know about that. I've eaten like 3 boxes of Triscuits over the past 5 days. I've done nothing but shit.
It's a lot of fiber, man. You'll be pushing that one up tonight. Or right now, by the sounds of it.
Alright. Anyway. So. We open let me just already go ahead and say too that I don't have an official name for this game yet, so we'll just stick with Too Many Dragons for right now.
TMD.
We'll see where this goes. Yeah.
That works.
That's fun.
Death by new GM.
Too many catos.
TMD, man. TMD.
All right. So we open on a pretty nice, like wide open vista shot of the open sea. The sun is currently, at least, it's risen. It's up in the sky. It's come up. The sky was previously orange a few seconds ago, but it's that nice, like early morning, not too early type of daytime. We get a nice shot of that over the sea.
So far, so good.
We then pan to our left slightly to see an island. We see a large, large island nation. Forests, mountains, countrysides, all sorts of things. Rivers, a few lakes. And then we slowly zoom in. That very quickly picks up speed to a small point, a small moving caravan surrounded by, I wouldn't say a battalion, but at least a small group of Amazon warriors. The caravan or carriage it's a closed carriage. It's not open, so not like your typical Skyrim carriage. It's like a prisoner's carriage.
So typical Skyrim carriage.
Yes.
Just imagining the intro for some
With
reason.
less shocks.
But we zoom in on this, and we see a number outside of the warriors walking alongside it. Two at the front, carrying at the front of it. One leading it, another one giving a lookout. None of you know this, of course, because as we zoom in through the barred door, we see our cast, along with a number of other fellows who you can't really see at the moment. Your hands are currently wrapped behind your back, and you have been blindfolded. You haven't been gagged, just blindfolded so you couldn't see where you're going. And we see the rest of you. We see, we see everybody, but you can't see each other. So, for the audience, why don't we go one by one? We'll do a sort of profile for each and every one of you. I realize none of you can see each other, but we'll get to that later. So we'll start with who I'd say would be on the right side, on the very end. It's two-sided. There's also I'd say, on the very end, on the last benches, deep inside the carriage, there's at least two warriors sitting at the end, keeping an eye on everybody. But at the very end, at the right side of the carriage, we see Menadora. Why don't you give us a little overview of what your character looks like?
Let's try it out, because I'm really bad at this. Well, Menadora is a female character, for the most part. She's got, I describe her kind of like jet black skin, but it's more like purplish, dark purplish skin. She's, for the most part, she's just human, just with the rare skin tone. She got short hair, black with the white highlights. Reaches up to her neck or so, a little below the neck. Let me see. She's got, I don't know. She's more of a, I don't know. She's kind of petite, like let me look up exactly, because I always forget exactly how big I put my characters at. It's like, what, like 5 feet I put her, I think? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, 5 feet. Yeah, she's like 5 feet, 113 pounds. I don't know how to change that to metric system. Unfortunately, for
It's-
those familiar with that.
It's fine. It's fine. I think 5'5" is fine. We get the idea. She's not very tall, but she's not that short either.
Yeah. Well, she's 5 feet just flat.
Oh, okay.
And then she's got a purple iris on the left and a green iris on the right for her eyes. And that's about it in terms of. Oh, she also has one of her legs. Her right leg is it's like a mechanical foot, like it's built in basically. She's not an android though. She's a human. She just so happens to have a mechanical leg to her. But that's about it, I think. In terms of general appearance, how she's supposed to be. Yeah.
This mechanical leg of yours, how closely does it resemble a human foot? Or would you say it's like a mechanical peg leg of sorts?
It closely resembles the human leg enough just to walk properly with it. But aside from that, it's clearly robotic. Like it's not meant to look human. But it's good enough to where it serves its purpose to walk. If that makes sense.
All right.
Yeah, it's about it.
So,
As much as I have in mind, at least.
yeah, so we get a little profile of you, and we move over to our left across a few other people, and then we get a shot of our dog boy here, Mr. Emrock. Why don't you let us in on what you look like? What's going on?
He looks exactly like the pride and joy of his race. Over 6 foot tall, hulking, just made of muscle. Probably striking blue eyes on what looks like a humanoid Siberian husky. He's barely wearing anything at all other than straps all connected by a couple of large metal rings. Several places where weapons should be but are no longer equipped, I would presume.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you've all been disarmed.
Yeah. Usually prisoners are. He's actually been, since whatever scuffle that took us capture, he's actually been quite silent this entire time. Breathing slow, ears twitching back and forth. Being more reserved than he was just a little bit ago when screaming in absolute anger and terrifying everybody around him.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know how else to describe a wall of muscle.
Just
And
imagine wall pecs.
yes, pretty much. This giant, massive dog person that dwarfs everything around him. Bashes his head on every door frame he walks through. Very liberal with the curse words and pretty much doesn't understand being rude. He's usually honest to a fault, says things how he sees them, and generally they insult everybody around him.
Right. Very blunt man, but
Yeah.
it is a part of your people. You are a very straightforward, to the point people.
And I will do my best to reflect that.
All right. One little thing, and this is just for
I-
funsies for everybody else.
You're not talking about me, are you?
No, not yet. Not yet. We're not there yet. Why don't you describe your tail for us? What type of tail are you rocking here?
Oh, definitely the fluffiest. Just like Siberian Husky, big, fluffy, wags when he's happy. But also wags when he's angry. Wags when he's disemboweling people.
It just wags all the time.
Yeah. Black on one side, big white fluff ball on the back.
Fantastic.
It's very good at displaying his emotions. He'll try and be very cool and calm. No, that's cool. Whatever. I don't care. Meanwhile, Tail is just going excitedly, like, yes, let's do that. Awesome.
Perfect. All right. So then, after we get actually moving over to you, Amrak. Before you described yourself, we get a little comedic panning shot of the camera going over from the 5-foot Minadora to this massive giant of a man who it's shocking that they actually managed to fit him in here along with everybody. It's actually quite tight.
Hunched over.
I'd say out of everybody in here, you're the most uncomfortable right now.
Yeah, completely hunched over. Got my neck turned to the side. I'm liking it though, because you'll see my nose is slightly pointed out. Any opening or crack, testing the air, listening. Game terms, I have an advantage on perception when it comes to scent and hearing. So I'm trying to mark the path we're going.
Aw, good boy.
Oh. Good boy.
Makes sense.
Who wants some
All right. So we pan up, we get a nice view of you, and then we then get a quick shot, quick turn from the middle straight over to the other side. And I'd say right across the way, maybe a person over to the left, going back towards the door of the carriage. We then, from the high perspective we took before, we then pan down, and then down, and then down just a tiny bit more, and then we see
an average size person.
Oh
no.
I'm sure he wishes. Regardless, we pan down, and then we get a shot of a rather gruff. Normally gnomes are clean shaven, it's actually not gnome, halfling. Normally halflings are typically clean shaven. You rarely see a halfling with a beard. It's not that they can't have them. It's just not something that they usually have, and they're usually they just look homely and comfortable, just
Portly.
cool. Yeah, cool, just jovial looking people. This guy looks like his entire life has consisted of nothing but bar fights. But I will let Mr. Bartholomew take that.
Oh.
Alright, yeah, salty dogs.
Yeah.
I be Bartholomew James Brooke, fiercest pirate captain ye ever did see. Now, I am a very imposing figure, standing a proud 35 inches and weighing just over that keg. You never see a more inspiring presence on the galley. Ugh.
I love it.
Now, my clothes haven't been the same since, well, I stole them from old Ragged Pete. And, well, Oh, I haven't had a bath and I don't know. But
Amrock is, with his sensitive nose, is slowly pushing you away with one foot.
speaking of which, anybody have any rum? Might bloody parched.
I would imagine the entire time you would have probably asked that several times over the trip, and every single time, like one of the Amazons in the carriage would have probably said over and over again, "Why did we not gag them? This is why you also gag them."
I'll also add
I wouldn't-
Bartholomew in true, well hygienic pirate fashion. Lots of dirt, lots of grime. Clothes they're in pretty good shape. You know, like the edges near the bottom of his long coat are kind of tattered and frayed here and there. Nothing irreparable yet, you know, but he's all right. Maybe a few cutlass slashes in his coat, and he's got no real bad scars, just a lot of weathering damage. You know, he's been out in the seas for a long time. His skin's starting to crack just a bit around the knuckles and on his nose, and he's missing the odd tooth, you know, one or two. It happens, yeah. His breath doesn't smell the best. It's a mixture of citrus and spice and, well, whatever he happened to eat the other night. Or didn't. But I do have one question. Bartholomew James being the savvy pirate that he is, he feels around for his one of his many hidden daggers. Does he? Is it reachable? Not to steal anyone's thunder momentarily here.
All right. A sec. Why don't you give me? Actually, roll me a straight up, just 1d20. Nope. That dagger. No, they found that dagger wherever you did a bad job of hiding that.
That was me, decoy dagger. Did they find the other one? Shite.
No.
How about me third dagger?
Every single dagger you might have had hidden on your body was easily taken because they were just, you were carrying them you just had them like fucking stuffed in your shirt.
He was drunk when they ambushed us.
Absolutely.
And he was just like, "You'll never find the one in my boot. You'll never find the one under my hat." Oh, shit.
Just, yeah, you got nothing.
That was great.
Is the wagon? Am I sitting near a post for the back of the wagon? How tight are my bonds?
You are you saying you saying during your little
That was a nat 20.
all right no
You're tied to a
not
post.
yet.
Good job.
So all I want to do is like I want to get my hands free, but not like I'm not doing anything. I just want to get my hands free so I can kind of fix my coat so I can look proper, you know, adjust myself.
Proper quote.
Maybe turn the bandage a little, my headband, so I can kind of see a little, and then just put my hands back behind my back and kind of retie it falsely.
Nobody noticed.
That's how fast you were.
Well,
Do you want me to roll a sleight of hand
uh,
and stealth?
let's but before you do that, let's go ahead, since this is just
All
the
right,
introduction
Yeah, skip
phase.
over. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. So, so we pan from this little fucking beat up, still probably half drunken halfling here, just looking around, like just fucking feeling around his ass and shit, just trying to find a dagger.
Hey. That's my tail.
It's not, you're not finding shit. And then we pan, we go back up and we pan, and we pan down towards the door again. Near the end, I'd say actually Alabaster would be the closest to the door. Both Alabaster and Menador would be the closest to the door outside. But we pan down, we go down to the end of the thing, past a few anonymous faces, and then we see Alabaster. Why don't you give us a little profile of your kitten?
Yes, Alabaster is 4 feet 8. She's pretty small. Her fur is like ivory colored silver, kind of with black spots. She's got a very long fluffy tail. Yes, I have fluffy tail too. I'm a rock. She's from kind of a nocturnal clan. Her eyes are silver as well. She's got very sharp fangs and claws. She's obsessed with the moon. She doesn't give a shit about people, kinda. She's pretty aloof in her own way. But if I have to say, she's going to have a pretty damn fun time selling Bartholomew. 'Cause God, your name just fits so well with the puns. Yeah.
Just as a one thing though is that everyone knows me as James. Bartholomew is my it's not a secret name, so to speak, but it's not one he hands out.
Oh, okay.
It's Bart. We're calling you Bart.
Bart.
Again, nobody knows.
We don't know that name.
Okay. Yes.
No worries.
I will find it. My plan.
My secret name is Destroyer of Pirates.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful secret name.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say about her besides being a bard who likes to sing, and she's kind of double-faced a bit. I say she hides a side of her that's like she's a bit deceptive. Yeah, you'll see about that. I guess that's pretty much it.
What's her favorite? What's her favorite musical instrument, and how does she feel not having it on her?
You have to chew your milk bone, doggy. You have to chew it.
Sorry,
I'll
I'll try not to be rude, but I want to get.
Right now, I'd say she looks like she's very calm on the carriage, but inside she's dying and having a panic attack because she can't sing or look at the moon right now. Her favorite instrument is the viol, and she wants it real bad. She wants it back. Give it back.
Understandable.
Meowing.
Wow.
Where's my goal?
Actually,
That's
this is
yowling.
let's see, Alabaster. For funsies, why don't you give me a deception check?
A deception check.
For fun.
I just want to see how well you're hiding your fear.
Not
Holy
20.
shit! Wow!
This is the person we're using to talk to everybody.
Not only are you fucking cool as a cucumber, it's
Cool as
actually kind of it's upsetting. It's actually the one of the Amazons in the back is actually kind of upset by like when you were taken captive, it was like ooh, okay.
Yeah, okay. I guess.
Like
That's
this
cool, I
this
guess.
chick like this chick when we or this cat when we captured her we started to take her shit. It was like she gave everybody a look like if I wanted to I could easily beat the shit out of each and every one of you right now. You somehow gave off 4'8" little kitten gives off this impression when they're about to take your viola and everything, but like it took at least 5 people to muster up the courage to take you in.
I'm dangerous.
I think
But,
Amarok, even
belly
the
rub.
Amarok might have been a little. Put me in the back. Put me in the back of the wagon, away from her.
That's where you are.
Exactly.
I'd say the only thing that may betray her feelings sometimes it's her little quirk that she's got. Her tails will move according to her emotions sometimes, and she purrs when she's happy. Pretty much it.
All right. Tails or tail?
Till? What? That is something weird?
No.
I think you just want to clarify.
It's fine. You may or may not have two tails. We'll learn about that later. Anyway, so yeah, we get a pretty good profile of the main characters. We're just gonna go ahead and say right now, everybody here in the wagon, and then as we get a nice wide shot coming out of the wagon, we also go back to the left, and then we look through another little side bar window and peek in on as we're moving, because we get a little shot of it. Actually, we pan out and we get a little shot. Like, of course, nobody sees this, but the audience can see like a wide shot of the Amazonian fortress. I want to say, like this huge. It looks like a pretty decent sized like cityscape.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and there's like a huge like waterfall. Like it looks like it's built into the side of a fucking massive hill, or what, like a very small mountain, and there's like a huge waterfall coming down, like cascading into what seems to be like a lake in the middle of it. But we pan down back to the carriage making its way there, and then Mr. Bartholomew, you can try your little sleight of hand check to do your thing.
Oh.
Okay, yeah,
Nice.
You managed to actually, despite your drunken self, you actually managed to put off a decent distraction with your shenanigans, to where they kind of ignore you for the most part for the rest of the trip.
He's hiding
And,
behind the giant guy next to him.
Which is actually a thing. I can do that.
Mhm.
It's a mechanical thing.
Yeah. If a creature is one size larger than I can hide behind it.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Guess who's getting a piggyback ride?
He's like 3 times your size, dude.
Yeah, so all you wanted to do was just adjust yourself and then re-situate yourself with your hands behind your back again.
Well, no, so the idea was I was going to, adjust myself, and then crack the blindfold a bit so I could start seeing, and then retie, but in a loose fashion, the rope. That's why I rolled acrobatics and sleight of hand. Acrobatics is for getting out of the rope, I believe. Or is it sleight of hand? I can't remember. But yeah.
I mean, either one passed, so you're able to do what you want to do. And where do you? So you open up your blinds. Do you just you blindfold a little bit? Do you? What do you want to actually be able to see?
I want to take in as much information as possible. I've been trying to listen, obviously, to our passage. That's one thing I should also mention. Bartholomew may be a filthy, dirty pirate, but he's actually quite smart and has an extreme amount of awareness. He wasn't born into piracy, but like he inevitably found his way into it, and then has spent a lot of years in that kind of a world. So he tries to be aware of his surroundings. Also, when you're on a ship, you got to be on top of things. So,
Of course.
Mhm.
All right. So another little thing I would also like. So to give you, I will. I'll tell you after this, but I also want. I also want our resident Wolfie here, Mr. Amarok, to just give me a nice little perception check, and let me see what you're hearing and smelling.
Ooh. Did I do that right?
It hasn't shown up, so
could have his role set to private.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Drum roll.
Damn.
Okay. So
Damn.
so the only so Amarok, really the only thing you get is like you can I guess in the scuffle and everything it's I wouldn't say you're out
the
of it.
half pint next to me is his smell is completely overpowering my nose.
There you go. Yep. That's right. It is that's really hindering even with your really powerful nose and your sense of hearing.
It just
It's like
makes it worse.
Yeah, and you don't get much other than the sounds of the forest and everything around you. Nothing particular catches your eye, but you, Bartholomew. So would you have been would you have looked out? I would imagine the other window to try and get a view of outside, or just look around the carriage to see about your surroundings.
I mean, I'm practically, I'm not actually invisible, but I'm practically invisible from inside. So yeah, I would peek. I would gently peek. I would peek as much as I can in everything. Try and get a good bearing of where we are and where we're headed as best I can.
Okay. So yeah, you take a little turn around and yeah, nobody sees you, and you take a look outside and you see.
I'll preface this better. I get up because my hands are not tied, obviously. Everyone's in the cabin because no one. Because I assume I'm in the middle somewhere.
Stop wiggling.
Right?
Think.
You said I'm further in the back, kind of off to the side.
You're like in the middle, somewhere in the middle, down like you're closer to the end than Amarok. Amarok's like way in the back,
Yeah.
but you're like somewhere
I'm
in the
probably
middle.
right
You're-
next to the guards, so they could watch.
Well, but you said there were no guards inside, right? Like I don't see any guards inside when I look around, right?
Oh, you see two at the end, but they can't. Like at the moment, they're like just they're not paying attention to you anymore because of your shenanigans and because like you actually do a pretty decent job of hiding behind the person next to you.
Okay. Yeah, so I literally I stand up on the seat because I'm so short that it lets me look out the window. Otherwise, I probably can't.
Yeah, that is yeah, that's true.
Small bean.
Right. So you look out the window, and what you see is what seems to be a. It is a path. It's a like if you look down and then you look across the way through the forest, and then you take a look around. You can actually kind of make out, like of course not the full. You're not there yet, but you can actually make out your destination, which was the cityscape, or at least a decent like small view of it from where you are. And then going back, you see a what looks like a pretty like I'd say somewhat well used. Like this road obviously was meant to lead to this location. It is. It's a pretty forested area, but what you see around you in the forest is you actually pass by a small river that would probably lead. Yeah, you see like a small river that looks like its main destination would be coming through on the other side of the coming from the actual village itself that leads on the side of the within the forest. It's actually pretty close to the road, and the road's pretty well worn. It looking back toward the toward where you came from. You don't see much other than like from your vantage more forest, but it looks like it's a pretty straight pathway. Going up, you were going kind of up a little hill here to get where you were going. So looking down, you see what might be what might have once been what might be a fork in the road all the way down. And in that fork, I would say it's still pretty fresh. You'd see going to the right on the road, going down the path, is where the tracks from the carriage came from. So going down this path, there's a little fork going right down and going left down, and going right was where you came from. So that you can at least definitely make the assumption that that was where the little hamlet that you all got caught in was from.
Oh, blimey. I checked for my hat. My hat is there, right?
Yes, they left your hat because you wouldn't stop bitching about it.
I checked for me grog or me rum.
No, they took that.
I sit back down and pretend as if I were tied up still. Actually, I do my tie back a little bit, loosely.
Okay.
Important.
So, all right.
And I pretend to sleep.
So we come out with the sounds of what most would look at as fake snoring, but from Mr. James, you never know, since he probably does sleep like that anyway, like loud snoring. And we come out of the carriage, and then we see the wagon making its way there, and then we fade to black because we are moving on to the scene here, and then we come up on the fortress itself, for lack of a better word. You all hear the sounds of iron gates slowly screeching their way open, and they sound fucking massive. Like, these things are made out of thick, solid steel.
Steel?
Or a metal of some kind, who knows? It's made out of metal, obviously.
I was gonna say, these aren't Amazons. This is some fucking futuristic civilization we've stumbled into. We're fuckboys. Get ready for the problem.
Magic.
You mean Death by Snoo Snoo?
Oh no.
Oh god, they're gonna regret that.
All right.
Anyway.
So yes, these metal doors. Calm down, everybody. First time DM. Easy. I'm sorry.
Can I steal the steel doors?
I
We'll
attack.
see. We'll see. I mean, you get another nat 20, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, alright.
But yes, they open up, and you sit there for, I'd say, at least a good minute to 2 minutes, and then the carriage starts moving again and moves you inside. You then I'd say it's pretty obvious to everybody in there. Yeah, you then hear the sounds of what are now, like, instead of the dirt road that you were on, the rough dirt road that was probably bouncing you up and down here and there. It was well worn as it is. There's still potholes and shit. They don't really have people in charge of keeping the roads clean. That's more for the kingdom to do itself. But they, So then it drives on in, and you distinctly hear the sound of, I want to say, yes, cobblestone? Stone. At least some kind of flat, at least decent, it's smooth.
Like-
Smooth stone.
And are there horses, I assume, drawing this cart? So, like,
Yes.
you hear the click-clock? At that sound, I know that we're in the city. I once again, I get up to quickly look around. So I just kind of shoot open.
Alright.
Oh.
I'd say since you were close, your nap wouldn't have been that long. Why don't you actually this time
Stealth?
go ahead and give me a stealth.
Would this be with... how bright is it outside? Like, any advantages, or just roll stealth?
It's pretty bright outside. It was after morning during
Right.
your journey. Like it's about yeah.
Hey!
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
God fucking damn.
my guy.
Amarok's shadow kind of shifts around and stands up.
Yeah.
Peers out the wagon.
Wow. All right. Yeah. So you get
In the meantime, whilst this is happening, who am I sitting betwixt? Some ne'er
Ace
do
was
wells,
dude number one.
yeah, you're behind you're beside
Two blind and hand tagged poor fellows.
I'd say yeah. On your left is on both sides of you is you got two humans flanking you on both
I
sides.
take all their belongings in their pockets.
Oh my god.
Probably nothing.
And
I've got to have a few coppers. I can get a drink with it.
God.
Oh, holy shit! Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
rob the
here's the thing.
prisoners. Good
Here's the thing. Whatever actually with that crit, I'm actually gonna say the dude on your left, the human on your left, actually did a pretty decent job of hiding some
My money
silver.
for me. I see.
Yeah, he's got a few silvers, so you take at least a good 15 silvers from him.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Oh crap.
One step closer to the boat.
This guy actually looks like they whatever fancy clothes he was wearing is fucking beat up and tattered now. He obviously was not enthused, much like everybody else in this carriage,
Yeah,
about
merchant,
getting
maybe?
stolen. So
Wow.
yeah,
We
he looks at least
failed
somewhat
in
well
that
to do.
escort mission.
What about the poor sap to my other side there?
This dude may as well be fucking homeless.
I
Like-
could make him shirtless, but that's not worth the time.
He's got nothing on him.
So then, yeah. So what do I see out the window?
Yeah. So actually, yeah.
You may as well continue as we enter.
Mhm. So yeah, you're driving in, and as we go in, and we see on your side, you were on the left side of the carriage.
Oh,
On your side, you see actually a nice looking near the door, a nice looking stable over here with like a fucking huge number of horses, and
rough count.
I'd say about roughly, I'd say there's at least a good like 30, 35 horses here. And that's not including the ones who aren't like out with their handlers. So from the stables alone, you can guess there's probably like, I'd say a good 60 to 70 maybe. These stables are fucking massive, by the way. Like, these are well-kept stables, and like, they take good care of these horses. These horses look very healthy, by the way, too. But yeah, you see that. It's cool.
Futuristic Amazons have cell phones and everything.
Yeah, sorry, I'm getting call.
Yeah, the one at the front actually says, "Hey, can you take the reins for a second? My boo's calling." And but yeah, you see all that, and we make our way in. Following the stables, we get a. I'd say, past that, we get a shot of a few homes, at least a few feet away, that are kind of built at least somewhat close to one another. They, yeah, the architecture is very, very smooth with sharp edges. It's actually very, very interesting, if I say so myself. But yeah, just some homes along the way, and then as we make our way up, because there's actually like a little hill that it's riding up here. You make your way up, and you see the houses start to form on a slant, and there's actually like one or two shops. In fact, you can see the sign of what looks like might be a bakery on one of the ways up there. And we keep going up for a little while, and we finally make our way to what we're going to say is the town square. The biggest section of it. It is a huge affair because lucky for you, it's built around a fucking tremendous fountain that they've actually built from the waterfall from the hillside to lead the water into the fountain itself.
Cool.
And
How do we know that?
well, he knows it, but actually you can all hear running water. It's very, very loud.
Oh yeah, but mean to say,
Good.
pretty sure I've had my character just passed out through all of those, so she's completely oblivious.
I
hasn't
can only
noticed a
think
single
of
thing.
dunking the halfling in it.
Just picking him up and destroying him in the water.
No, just bathe him, destroying the scent. Oh God. You fucking disgusting.
sour and spicy.
Oh,
All right,
oh boy.
Oh,
all right, Amber. I'm
look-
gonna need you to
there's
take
the
drop.
1d4
I'm
damage.
gonna throw up. My head is unsealing.
It wafts on up.
Wow. I said kicking people.
Oh my god.
But yeah. So yeah, you see this really beautiful looking fountain with the leading down and all that. And it goes around in a really, really wide circle leading around the fountain itself. And then it stops. It stops like I'd say looking from the path you guys just took going up the little hillside with the houses and everything, it stops about midway, and if you turned your head to the right, because I know you're probably still keeping a lookout of everything around you, you see a wide like staircase and coming down from what looks like to be near the highest point of the hill, and you can guess from this that this would be where like the head honchos would probably be. Like this clearly, that staircase actually leads up, and you can kind of barely make out on the very tip top a gate of sorts up there as well. So
can I quickly try to perceive the thickness of the bars, the lock, things like that? Maybe is there a guard at the gate at the very that I could discern?
There's you see one guard on the right, but on the left it looks like it's a bit too wide. You think you can make out a shape of one, but you would probably assume there's another one there too. The only reason I'm hesitant on it is actually, you know what? Go ahead and roll me a perception check. Let me just see if you can, how good your eyes are, because you're fucking killing it right now.
That's
That's
good.
very poor.
Okay. Yeah, that unfortunately is not enough. So yeah, you can just
But now the question here though is that I don't know how passive perception interacts with actual perception rolls. My passive perception is 18. So
Holy
just naturally 18 and lower, my character is just aware. But I don't know how that works with regards to like a roll like that, so I'm not too sure.
I'd say for the time being we'll
Go with the roll. It's all good.
Yeah, we'll go with the roll for now. We'll consider take 10s after this.
Oh,
Or passive, yeah, sorry. But yeah, okay, so yeah. You see all that, but yeah, you notice that the carriage has stopped, and you hear as you're looking out, or you hear, or you all hear, more than likely, except for Menadora and maybe a few other guys who passed out on the trip too. You hear the one at the front of the carriage, it's kind of muffled a little bit. She says, like, "Bring the prisoners out. I will call for the head matriarch." And then the one at the front regards her as she nods and she gives like a little grunt, like, and she stands up and she says, "All right, all right, everyone. You heard her," and she points her she gestures actually for Amarok, and she says, like, everyone. She walks down to the end of it and opens the gate. Actually, no. What are you doing? When the carriage stops, I want to know what you do. Are you still going to be looking out, or you do?
So the carriage stops. I sit my ass right down. But when that lady started talking, I immediately try to locate her because I want to know what she looks like because she sounds important.
The one at the front of the carriage?
Yeah, the one at the front of the carriage who stood up and was like, "All right, I'm gonna go find the head matriarch." Blah blah blah.
Okay,
A simple hair color will do. Something discernible.
Yeah, with a few seconds that she takes to get that she gets off of it, and the other one regards her. You see that you see a streak. You see a long streak of what looks to be tied up in a pretty like nicely done ponytail hair. It's about neck length. It's blonde. It's like near golden blonde. And you can kind of you can kind of make out her armor. She's wearing like a what looks to be a combination of it's mostly leather, but it's like a combination of leather and like I want to say a green and gold tinted metal on it, but it's mostly leather. Like it would, that's what it is. Yeah, and it looks very
Ornate.
Very ornate. Yes.
Expensive.
Oh no. Oh no, buddy.
You could probably get. I mean, for Amazon, for like pure Amazonian armor, you could probably get a decent price for this, I'd say. But yeah, that's pretty much all you make out as she makes her way up the staircase, and then the other one.
Up the staircase.
Well, she gets down, and you make all of that out, and the other one in the carriage starts to stand up.
Right, but she goes up the staircase. Does she address how many guards?
Not at the moment, but
Okay. I keep an eye on her. Right.
yeah. So yeah, you sit back down, or
I'm a good boy, don't worry.
okay. So yeah, so she says that, and she calls. Actually, yeah. Instead of what I just said before, she stands up. She looks around. She sees everything's in order, and she calls for another woman. I believe she says her name is Siasia.
How do you spell that?
Yeah, I was gonna see. I want to write that down somewhere.
I got you. Hold on.
Is that with 7 C's or 12 S's? How many silent H's?
13.
Sialysis?
A minimum of at least 50.
Oh,
Syphilis. Gotcha.
Shaya.
See, either our names are bad.
Amazonian names, dog.
Thank God for a erasable pen.
Oh no.
All right. So yeah, she calls her name and
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just like a
she-
glorified guard.
well, she calls her name because it's assumed she's calling it to the out toward the door, and then the door opens. You hear probably a click, and then the door opens up, and then she walks down between everybody, and the other guardswoman comes down, follows her down too, and she touches her gestures, pushes the tip of her crossbow into the leg of one of the men at the end of the carriage, and she says, "Out, single file, one at a time." And then everybody starts making their way out of the carriage. And she actually
Roof.
What's that?
she
Oh.
sees she notices, she didn't at first, but she notices because she was actually a little out from the trip too, but she notices that Menadora was asleep, and
So I passed out and drooling, probably on the next person next to me. I'm getting a little bit of that saliva.
right. Yeah, she goes, "You, mechanical one,
What?
Out.
I don't even know what's going on here. Freaking, we've got Pierre here all of a sudden. People waking me up. What is this? Come on, can I go get some sleep?
single
Yeah.
file meet, make your way out."
Yeah.
The poorer fellow beside me there. He how disgruntled is he? Is he looking like he's happy to be here?
Yeah, great.
Oh, well, I mean, his life's been in a pretty bad way, but with the economy and
So he
everything.
doesn't have much to lose, right?
Oh no.
God, no. It's actually shocking that they took this man, to be honest.
When we're all filing out, I let him go in front of me and I undo his bindings on his hands.
Right, I'm gonna need another sleight of hand from you.
Sure thing, boss.
Oh my god.
Yep.
My dude.
You get him. Do you?
I don't
Now-
say anything. I also when I undo I undo them in a way so that like his hands he'll feel it, but I don't and tear it off, just kind of undo it, kind of jostle his hands a little so he knows his hands are free. I don't say nothing.
All right. Let me see here. Yeah, let me just. This guy's.
How about the guy behind me?
No, no.
How about the big muscle-bound wolf?
You're a little. I think you're further up the chain than I am.
A big boy. You
Big
gotta
boy?
get the big boy.
Oh wow.
Make me
Okay.
blind.
Okay. So this guy is actually kind of sharp for what he for things. So he
Not-
notices what you do that you're doing it, and he turns. He's got kind of a he's an old-
grin.
yeah. He turns. He's got he's kind of an older sort. He's got a long kind of grayish beard. He's actually got a decent head of hair. It's just fucking messy because he hasn't bathed in probably a year now. But
A man of culture.
Oh no.
but yeah, he kind of slightly turns his head, and when he notices you doing that, and when his hands are done the way it is, he kind of just gives you a little wink.
Aren't you blindfolded?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, so nobody sees anything. Nobody sees this. That's what I mean. This guy's not very smart either.
Can I ask who's in
He-
front of
he knows
me
I know.
and behind me?
He gives you a wink and a smirk.
Yeah.
I'm glad people are here to remember these things for me.
No worries.
Thank God.
I mean, I have a blindfold in quotations. What color's the blindfold actually? Is it like a nice burgundy or like a red? Like it's
Nice
leather, right?
dirt gray.
White.
Yeah, I'd say it's like I envisioned like a dark, like kind of burgundy. That's about the right color, I'd say.
Dirty rag color.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
I need to look up what
It
the
blends right in.
So, what was your question, Alabaster?
I'd like to know who's in front of me and behind me, if I can, kind of. Is it?
Okay, so you were actually you were the closest to the door, but you had one more guy in front of you, kind of like Minadori here, and he is he's another human. He's actually, I'd say, kind of young. I mean, you can't tell any of this. You can't fucking see. What am I doing?
Just for the hell of it, can I try on doing his bindings?
Or yours.
Your bindings are still done up.
Oh,
Okay,
I can
okay.
try on doing mine as well, I guess.
Look, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the
Too
thing.
pissed off.
They're pretty
He-
watching now, you know.
He
Yeah.
fucking yeah, like they've got their eyes open right now, and for one, like he crit that roll with his arms. His arms were tied behind his back, and he fucking nailed that shit. So your hands are tied tightly behind your back, and you have like no prep, no like pre-untying done.
Oh, I'm gonna
So,
wait.
but I mean, if you think you can crit too, you can.
Make a commotion.
Make a commotion. That was exactly my idea.
I wouldn't recommend it though.
I'm gonna wait just a
They
bit.
might be trigger happy.
Hey, trigger happy is.
I attack.
It's a thing. It's a thing.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
luckily Amarak isn't close to me.
I mean, would anyone know where they're seated related to everyone else? Aside from James?
yeah, nobody but James right now.
No. Just not like we'd be aware.
So I assume everyone's just kind of like slowly shuffling out.
Yeah, they're like leading them along.
I
They're
guess.
keeping a close eye on them.
But
I
like
guess
we're
I
like I'm
just,
still in the car.
I guess
Sorry.
I just sigh and say out loud, "What's the use of adopting a female in the group of Amazon? You useless bitches."
Okay, so you
Rough
as
tongue.
you as you're being let out, you say this, and as you step down, these women tower over you. You can't see them, but the shadow they cast over your blindfold makes it pretty clear that you're dealing with some pretty tall women here. At least, like, definitely taller than you are, absolutely.
Mhm.
But yeah, you say this out loud, and the one with the crossbow, she kind of she kind of stops the line for a second. She holds her hand, and she for the next person to come out, like she stops them with her hand, and she says, and she points her crossbow, like the very tip of it. You can actually feel the arrow, like the tip of the arrow poking into your neck. Yeah, the bolt poking into your neck, or like the end of it, and she says, "What was that, kitten?"
Real quick.
Yes.
How the guy in front of me, is he right behind her?
I'd say like it's like two guys. There's like one, and then there's that guy you untied, and then there's you.
Yeah, fuck it. So she's like, so there's her to the I'm in the wagon. There's her to the right with a crossbow up against Alabaster's neck. Is there anyone else directly to the left? Are they mostly kind of fanned away? Is she like the closest? And how close?
Yeah, with your still stealth check, I can say you can. You're trying to. Are you actually trying to look and see how many are there?
I just kind of. Well, I'm probably short enough that I'm seeing under most people's legs, or I can lean to the right or the left to see past people.
Yeah, like 2 feet. So
Because I'm tiny,
A little bit.
and
right.
I literally get to hide behind these people.
From what you can see, you didn't see them, at least initially. Actually, oh fuck, yeah, I fucked up along the way. But as you were going back to when you were looking out, let's just go ahead and retcon this whole thing. You would have also seen, actually,
Scores of Amazonian warrioresses.
you would have seen quite a few. You would have seen at least quite a few in a line right next to it, following closely. I would have said on your side at least 5 or 6 coming down the side of it from what you can see. Looking ahead of you, you would have seen the another large grouping of them. From the back would have been the largest group. You and from what you can see right now, the huge line of them, probably about, I want to say,
There's like 20-something of them piled up right at the back of the wagon.
about 15. They're all lined up like right next to each other to like lead everybody to where they're going.
Okay. All right. I'll just say this: Alabaster, yay or nay?
What?
Yay or nay?
Oh boy.
Yay?
Oh god, no!
Oh,
Why'd
no.
you say yay? All right.
Whatever you're planning on doing here is not going to be a good idea. I'm going to say it.
All right.
Oh,
So, I really want to do it.
Oh, no.
I had an idea, but we're a little further back than I was hoping.
You are
Sounds like
also
this
in
might
the
be a-
Amazonian home
Okay, so
with none of your weapons.
This might be the beginning.
This is a Hail Mary, you know.
I
okay.
have one
So
weapon.
because I can see that she has the crossbow at somebody in front there who was bad mouthing them. You know, there's a crossbow pointed at that person's face. Like she's halted the line, she's stuck the crossbow up to someone's face, and is like, there's a tense moment, and I'm going like, all right, what's going on? Right? Like that's kind of where we're at. Just to be sure.
Yeah.
Okay. I, with all my might,
Oh,
kick the guy in front of me in the back of his legs to send him toppling forwards into the next, to domino them out the wagon.
my guy. I don't know.
All right.
That's
You go ahead and just give
Roll
I
that big
believe that-
strength check. Let's
Yeah.
go, man.
me
Oh,
that
no.
strength check.
Like two.
Oh, yeah!
Nice.
All right. This
This-
guy.
Actually, that would have been acrobatics. Oh,
Nice.
or athletics. Would have even been better.
Does it really matter at this point, though?
No, no.
Yeah, athletics would have been better. That's true. Yeah. It's a +3.
It's, you still got.
I mean, if you want to say it's athletics, just add 2. That's the difference between them. It's still a strength roll. So.
Okay, you managed to do this very stupid thing.
Okay. So, okay, so I'll preface the idea here. So my idea is to topple everybody forwards, jostle the guards, get them distracted, and because I can move through squares of people because I'm so small, I want to run up and take a dagger off of the Amazonian in the front and hide.
This is gonna be.
All right, this is a large number of checks you're gonna
Hmm.
have to make here.
Well, my stealth check should be consistent because it's just one stealth check with the current enemies. They have to make a new
It
check
should just be
against.
a higher value. I feel.
Well, the thing is, you're kind of like, I'm not saying you're making.
Oh yeah, it'd be a move
You're not
file
making
or
yourself-
something, Yeah.
Yeah, you're not making yourself known, but it's like you're causing a commotion and heads are going to turn your way.
Yeah.
So if you're going to try and go like through people in this commotion, so you want to push this guy out. You want to cause a domino effect to distract.
Yeah.
Who are you moving through? This is a
So there's Alabaster with the crossbow at the front. There's some random poor guy, and then there's the poor guy whose hands I untied.
there is. Okay, let me lay it out like this.
Oh,
scenario
you
a
said
little
there's more than that.
Well, it's okay. Yeah, this is how it is. So it's pretty much that, but there's like a little step. There's a step and then ground going outside of the wagon. This woman has stopped a man in front of the man whose binds you tied before he takes that step, and Alabaster is currently on the ground.
Even better.
Oh no.
He gets a dude
I
on
only have
top
to
of
move
her.
one. I only have to topple the one guy out, not two people.
So
And then they see you hop out of the wagon, dart across the field.
No. I so can I make an acrobatics check to like fall with like as like a tumble to fall with the guy beside me as we kind of cascade out the wagon together, but tumble into her?
Deception.
okay.
Oh no! I have fallen.
Like I won't even stealth it. Like I'll just tumble out of the wagon with them. So it'll make it look like it was the guy behind me who did it. How's that?
Okay, so
Unnecessary.
Like I don't care if they see me or not. I'm just gonna fall out with this mass of people. With this, I guess there'll be a pile of 4 to 5 people depending on how many fall over.
okay, so basically with this kick that you made on this man at the front, you want to also make an acrobatics check to fall over top of him.
I doesn't have to be over top of him. I want it so I'm knocking him onto the guy who's on the ledge. They're gonna fall out the wagon. I want to also kind of fall out, like tumble out of the wagon and into the Amazon because there's gonna be a big pile up there, and then I want to try and steal one of her daggers
Okay.
or just a belt knife or whatever, just some small concealable weapon that I can then conceal.
All right. Well,
He's gonna get stabbed.
she's
No.
not standing. This Amazon is not standing like right in front of the wagon. She's like more
Off to the
beside it.
side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
holding him up. Okay.
That's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean-
So
We're just being an asshole for no reason.
You think? Sorry.
it's
Oh, my
look, it's
God.
fine. I can't say I didn't at least expect shenanigans to happen this early, but it's cool.
Damn it, Callie.
Okay. So all right. You know what? Give me your acrobatics check. We'll see how that goes.
This is.
Okay.
Oh no!
it's a poor
I have
roll.
fallen.
See, I wouldn't have. Okay. All right.
I'm just it's just a tumble. It's all good.
So here's what happens. So you kick this man in front of you. He was sharp enough to get you untying his binds.
Oh, he's
Actually-
not in on this plan.
No. But I want to see how smart this man is. He's not that smart. Okay, great. So yeah, he doesn't see this shit coming. So yeah,
Matters.
his fucking leg goes down and he fucking goes head first, like
This
right
was not
into the lower
plan.
back
Ah!
of this other guy in front of him, and he shouts out like ah, and he starts to fall forward, and like her attention was firmly on Alabaster right now, and she starts to feel what's happening, and as she turns around, and okay. Yeah, she let me go ahead and do this.
Crunching numbers. Do, 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 do.
Yeah.
Crunching numbers.
This one will get there. This is the first and the last session.
We're all dead.
TPK. Wagon TPK. The Amazons decide it's not worth the effort. They kill all the slaves.
Oh my god.
Once again, I have a weapon.
All right. Okay, so yeah, her attention then immediately turns to this man who's starting to topple headfirst out of the wagon and lead to a very bad accident. And then she doesn't go both hands because she still wants to like.
She's gotta hold her crossbow.
Yeah, she like tries to grab, like tries to keep him from like falling out and causing a stir here, and then she's not able to do it. Unfortunately, she was tired, frazzled from the trip, and now this cat starts to speak up. It's all been a messy day, and yeah, he fucking like falls out and like kind of like and the guy behind her like kind of starts to fucking tumble out a little bit. So what was your plan a little bit again? What did you exactly want to? You just wanted to fall out
So
with
as
them?
they're all falling out, I do it like I do a tumble, like a little combat roll, sort of. But just kind of roll like into her as if I'm also falling out of the wagon, but into her. So I like land against her legs or something, because everyone's gonna pile up around her down at the ground there somewhere. So I just want to join the mass, and then I'm gonna try and take her dagger or something, maybe her belt.
Okay.
Whatever. I
gonna-
can grab.
Sleight of hand.
Yeah.
So she she's like a little frazzled now. Like he doesn't of course tumble on top of her, but it's like her arm goes down now. She's like kind of pushed over with him and trying to help him like get back in and or keep standing, and then the dude falls down behind her, and then you with this you take a little
It's not graceful.
silly little tumble. You look quite silly doing it. You're lucky she's quite distracted with this whole, with like the first guy falling and then causing a fucking stir and everything. So yeah, she's like, yeah, she believes like, oh, what's going on? Why is people tumbling out? And that type of thing. Like, what's going on? And so you wanted to just fall on the pile of these guys coming out, like near her?
Close to her. As close to her as possible. Into her leg, even, if I can.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say the first guy, like the first guy obviously is the closest, like with the second guy is just like near right on top of her, and you tumble out and make a cute little roll. Yeah. you have a cute little like after roll that's not really necessary to like get as close as you can to her.
It's a little suspicious, maybe, but we'll just let it slide. And then,
But she's like her hand is still like getting out of this little pile here, and
So I'm to her left, and her left hand is grabbing somebody, and her right hand has a crossbow? Or is it the right hand with the crossbow and left hand grabbing somebody?
it's the right hand. She was okay. Let's say you were coming out, and to your left was the Amazon holding the man out. So her right hand would have been holding and pushing out. So her left hand has the crossbow pointed at.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
All right. And
Callie,
the
you've
right hand
taken
is on-
20 minutes to try and steal this
Yeah,
dagger.
I'm trying to go quick. Okay. Right. So I'm close to her, though. I assume. So I bump into her. She's kind of distracted. I got my big hat on, my big tricorn. You can't really see what's going on down below. And I try to steal. Just you have like a belt knife, a dagger, a boot knife. I don't have long. But...
She has a. You see, a glimpse of a dagger tucked into a little like belt pocket on the side, and her like, main sword on her left side.
Yeah.
So okay.
Not the best.
So immediately when you go like as gracefully as you can to reach out for her dagger, you then feel on the other side of you. You then feel the same point that Alabaster felt on her neck on yours now. Then like right on your neck, and it's and you also hear a voice from behind, saying, "Slippery little man."
What
The
happened?
Briggs for me.
What happened? Did the smelly one do something again?
All right.
Calm down, Wolf. We're sorting it out.
I put my hands behind my back and tie the rope myself, and then I go back in line.
Yeah, after you do that, she like double ties your fucking vines and everything back the way it was.
Can I? Can I loosen them while she's doing it? No, it's okay. Just go, whatever.
No. I've given you a lot of things. I've given you a lot of leeway.
Do it up. It's all good. It's all good.
Okay.
Gives you the child handcuffs.
So after this little mess here, fucking this main Amazon, who you actually caught a glimpse of when you were going to take her dagger, because she was kind of bent down, and you see that her hair was like a chestnut.
Is this
Mm.
Sawizia or whatever? Sawizia?
No. This was the one in the carriage.
But not
one of the
not
main ones.
fancy one who walked away.
No.
So this is like right hand lieutenant.
Yeah. This one looks just as important. She has like a chestnut-colored hair, and it's got like a little bit of auburn near the tips. A little bit. She's kind of short-haired. You would almost dare to say her hair is kind of. It's like a pixie cut, but it's cut. It's like it's almost like cut in a.
She wears the pants.
It's in like a punky look. We'll say it's like a. It's not
Lesbian.
messy, but it's like fancy messy.
So you'd say she's rebellious.
And a lesbian.
They're all lesbians.
Not until I get done with them. Then they'll be lesbians.
No, all you gotta do is just not make such a fuss, and you might get what you want there, Amarok. Everybody's gotta toe the line here.
I have a knot.
And I was carrying on.
I would not advise that.
Please.
Oh man, these are the jokes, people. These are the fucking jokes. All right.
Sorry, you
So-
have to do
so-
that, cat.
Carrying on.
But all of that shit happens, and yeah, she ties it back. She basically like they a few, like two of them, like she has to like the main one with the chestnut punky hair. She has to reorient herself, and after what just happened, she's kind of just done with the kitten. So she just like just kind of mushes her forward with the crossbow a little more roughly than everybody else. But yeah,
Who cares?
yeah. Not
Yeah.
you, Alabaster. Not you. Cool
I-
cat.
I say sorry. I'm like sorry, lost as I go past her and I nod my head.
Walk, little one. And yeah, she just like kind of moves everybody forward, up until we get to Amarok here, who's got to like squeeze his way through the door. Now, Amazons are pretty tall women, but considering how just broad you are, it's like there's no door. Like,
I
humans for
turn
years-
sideways and duck under it a little.
yeah, it's like unless you're living in like mainly human settlements, you're not going to find doors that are massive enough to take your girth. Yes,
Yes.
same wavelength. So yeah, you get you actually need a little help. You actually kind of, funnily enough, get stuck midway through, and they kind of shove you back through, pull you back through.
This is not the first time.
Yeah, and she just like moves you along, and
This would be much easier if I could see.
shut it, Wolf, and she just moves. She just like pushes you forward.
Yeah. Hey, watch. Ugh.
Yeah, so everybody's out of the carriage. Everybody's after all that, and they close it. Carriage. Then you hear it right away. Like it makes a little circuit. You hear it for a little bit, and then it fades off into the distance. James, you could probably tell that it probably heads back to the stables and everything. So yeah, they all after everybody's out of the cart, they then turn and lead everybody single file to the front of the
Sacrificial altar.
no. No. It's we're not there yet. Fucking spoilers, dog.
Why am I 4 feet taller than my entire party?
Someone has to be.
Because everybody wanted to be small people. Everybody wanted to be small and cute.
'Twas not a choice. It's the life that chose
I'm
me.
small.
James is the cutest. Clearly.
Oh man, I mean, his height is adorable, but his breath and his face says otherwise.
Delicious. Oh,
Me
beautiful.
demeanor is that of a nobleman.
But yeah, they just lead you around to the you hear the sounds of water as you led around this little you also hear like bustling of like a town, but it's from what you heard coming in, it's like slowed down considerably. Like you don't hear as much. All you all really hear is just the sound of water as you're being moved to the front of this massive staircase, and you're all put in like a row, like right in front of this staircase, kind of like
Like a nice shooting line.
yeah, you're you're all just like right in front of it, and then and then they kind of move back behind you, and yeah, so then all right, you hear. Let me just over here. You then hear the sound. Actually, yeah, why not? It's all these gates are fucking loud, metal-sounding gates, but you hear the sound of another gate opening. Unlike the iron gate or the metal gate that you came in on, that was at the front of the building. This sounds much more mechanized. Menadora, how well built would you say your leg is? Is it like, can you hear gears and stuff turning inside of it, or is it like completely silent? Like this is.
It's silent.
Okay, so your leg is like fucking way advanced.
Yeah.
Like they don't know what that leg is and whether or not to be scared of it.
Witch!
Oh my god, I just saw the image. But yes.
Oh yeah,
Spot on.
that's great, actually.
Pretty spot on. Yeah. I'll swap to that.
Are you gonna put that in the roll 20?
So, yeah. Actually, I wanna do something here for a second. As you're being led, I wanna say, yeah. Amarok, you say you wear nothing but like fucking cloth, like.
Yeah, just go by my picture
Okay, all right. So you do have pants on, so that's good.
for now. But they do not add anything to my armor. My armor is based off of my dex and constitution.
Okay.
So if I'm running around naked, I still have full armor, just to mechanically put it out there.
Yeah. The pants are firmly affixed with many ringlets. Firmly. They are not
Yes.
going anywhere.
Big buff
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah. So actually, I want to just make a little here. Just a second. Uh,
If you refresh your game, you can you'll see the updated image. Nice
Right.
roll, DM.
Only the greatest of rolls.
That's one thing as well. Is like you might want to find a way to do private rolls so that we don't see all the rolls if you want to do anything like that.
yeah. It's
Nope, not that I mind.
Okay.
Oh, look.
Okay,
He's got no box around him.
it's just /GM roll. That's right. Okay, so
It's a PNG, that's why.
one person that James, you didn't notice initially, but makes a little bit of a ruckus as you're being led around and put in your order. Behind Amarok is a very, very small squeaky sound.
You bring his
It's
chew toy
just-
with him.
It sounds it sounds distinctly feminine, but
Yes.
But
that's
she,
what I call her.
but you hear this,
A femaleized Madeline.
and you feel a little bump against your leg as you're walking on, and you hear like a no, and unfortunately she does not manage to do what she wished to do, but you just feel that, and then
Oh my.
and then one of the Amazons is like stopped, like locked in order, and she says, "What's the hold up this time?" And one of them in the back says, "It's the goblin." And she says, "Pick her up, move. We should have been here hours ago." And yeah, so then, yeah, she gets picked back up and moved along. So now you hear the sounds of the gate and all of that, and
The gay.
of what sounds distinctly like mechanical type of gears turning and
The
like
whirring of gears, or like they loud, like heavy, like choo, 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 choo.
I'd say these are pretty heavy. Like these are some pretty loud ones, but it's if something can sound well built, I want to say these do. It's like it's loud, but it's like a clean, like click, click, click going back, and
Safe.
yeah, and you don't see it, but the audience sees the gate at the top of the hill open up, the top of the staircase open up, and a woman then reveals herself. Of course, nobody here sees this, but she starts to make her way down, and she looks like and then you hear all of the Amazons around you like tap their chest with their fist, with their closed fist, like tap the plate of their chest piece, their fist.
I follow suit with a mock salute, stomp my boots and put them together. Stand up straight.
What's
Adorable.
going on? Are we there yet?
I
I'm
fucking
hungry.
yawn.
It's like freaking kids around here. Come on.
Yeah, she makes her way down.
She's wearing like an elegant flowing gown.
It's like
What smells like
Yeah.
peaches?
she's wearing like a long, I'd say definitely flowing robe. Like this thing is fucking.
Got a
You can
train?
actually see it kind of shining in the sunlight.
No, I can't.
It's kind of decked out.
I can't.
I'm just
see
saying it's
anything.
bright enough.
No, it's not.
They're all blindfolded, remember?
No, I know.
Yeah.
I'm making like I'm over exaggerating how bright the sun is shining on it.
It looks
Like you
dark
can't
to
see
me.
it. Okay, never mind. Fucking criminy.
So she comes down the stairs.
Yeah, never mind. Yeah, she comes down in her regalia, and and she like makes a hand gesture to all of her warriors. And she says, "You may remove their blindfolds.
Oh, finally.
Let them have a look at where they'll be staying. We may as well give them that courtesy."
The magic
Nobody
of
can-
sight.
Nobody can reach mine.
I slightly mumble. I'd still like to know why they keep females.
You just feel like a sharp sting at the back of your neck as somebody hits you there.
Oh, you're still here.
You haven't left me. Look at me.
So yeah, they remove your blindfold and you see this woman. She has like long, like styled up.
You have the biggest tits I've ever seen.
There be some mighty fine evening wear, lads.
Guys, man. freaking-
Hey! I think we've been captured.
Superficial charms, all of it.
It's a bit of a delayed reaction there, my guy.
But yeah, she's got like long red flowing hair. It's like styled up in is tresses the right word? It's like really, really long, like down her back, and it looks immaculately like groomed and just nice looking in general. And her outfit consists of a long silken flowing white robe with some like a gold
Gold, you say?
yeah, it would look like gold like armbands and some jewels and things like that decorating her person. This woman also looks distinctly like, if the other woman, you want to say she looks like a lesbian, this woman doesn't look like a lesbian as much as she does somebody who fucking works out. This woman is chiseled. Like you can actually see
Very sturdy.
you could see the lines of her abs through this silken robe, and it's tied tightly.
It's my kind of woman.
But yeah, and she and if you say all of these things, she kind of like covers her mouth and like mock giggles a little bit, and as she walks down and regards all of you, and she takes a look at everybody here, and what I want to do right now for everybody is take a short 5-minute break, because boy do I gotta piss.
If she picks this smelly one, I will be so pissed.
So 5-minute break, everybody.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Oh, die.
Yo
That's what they all
ho,
say.
yo ho, pirate's life for me.
I did that once. I smelled like sea foam for months.
Man, I'm so sad that didn't pan out. I wanted a dagger.
Damn near a half an hour.
I didn't want it to take long, but I was trying to figure out like how the hell do the rules work here? Like, what am I supposed to do?
You say what you want, and then he's gonna tell you, make this roll, make this roll, make this roll.
Yeah.
He's
My other
learning.
thing was I was gonna just make some cheeky comment to move everything along.
Mhm.
It's gonna be like, my bindings are getting pretty tight here, guys. Like, come on, let's go. Even though I'm the one with
Listen.
bindings at our time.
We might have had a chance to escape.
Oh no, it
I
wasn't just
w-
escape. Nah, it was just
Yes, but I have a weapon.
I mean, you
I have a
can-
bite attack,
Yeah, but like,
and I can rage and fuck shit up. And
Yeah,
you leave me blindfolded where I can't see anything.
yeah,
Against like
you're
15 though,
yeah, 15 to 20 to 30
on your own.
armed and armored.
Not
highly
when we
trained.
were on the way there.
No, there was that battalion's been with us the whole time. He
Ah,
expressly
geez.
said so. Yeah.
We could have did it, or I could have did it, and then I could have carried you all on my way.
Oh, you talking about your escape?
Yes,
Wait,
my
how you
escape.
could?
He seems
But I-
he seems to be thinking he could have bit and clawed his way through every Amazon in the entire
Yes,
city.
Yes, I
and
could
got
have.
solved free at the same time, while
Yes.
blind and
Clearly.
gagged and
Clearly.
everything.
You do not know how great of a warrior I am.
The
But
Amazons
anyway,
might give you a chance to test that.
I can't
But-
help
but-
but,
but
think
James,
that
what-
if they
Wha-
got you guys as material for babies, they're kind of screwed. One of them is probably going to kill one of the Amazons in the process. The other one, I'm not sure what you'd do if they had baby with you. It's like James is
Lassie, you see, it's not the size of the ship; it's the motion of the ocean.
no, but
you
I
know,
mean, would,
you know,
would
back
the
on the
babies be
mainland, they call
okay?
him tripod.
Would the babies be
Oh, no.
okay?
It's me sextant, the old spyglass. Let me drop anchor a moment here.
They call him Bartholomew Tripod
I
Bullock.
swear to God, the bitch who put
It's me
a
rudder.
crossbow to my neck,
Me or
she's my meal later. I'm not
me
eat
main
her.
mast.
I will fucking chew her alive.
Oh.
Just
Oh, yeah.
watch me sharpen my back claws on the fucking floor just for her.
Oh yeah, and you better be careful, miss. I have, 6, 8 teats. I get you pregnant and just have you feed everybody.
Bruh.
All right,
Oh,
settle
no.
down, kids.
Oh.
So,
But, Callie,
Hmm.
you are an expert with guns, right?
if they exist,
Okay.
I wouldn't say an expert, but I would highly hope I can use them.
Okay. I am a walking tank. What we need is a turret
I mean,
and maybe like a baby holster.
a wooden
Maybe
platform
also-
on your back is
No, I'm just gonna get like a backpack and just cut like 2 like leg holes in it. And you're gonna be C3PO on my back here.
well, it'll just be like my own little house on your back, and
Yes.
I can
You
yell at
just
people
pop
to get
out
off,
and
to
shoot
get off
things.
me lawn.
It just feels like every time I hear a description of your character, I'm like, it just gets bigger and bigger, and like it just continues to grow in size.
Well,
I
that's
mean,
not
I'm
unlike some other
I'm
things.
kind
But
of
anyways.
small. I can climb on his shoulders and get a free piggy ride.
I feel like we all could.
But so we're all lined up. I assume everyone's all saluting, and
Giggity.
You mean you're looting?
Yeah. Okay, so you do a mock salute with your hands tied behind your back.
well, I kind of I stand as if I had my hands behind my back, just holding them together, and I'm standing up straight. You know, like I look all proper and
Lockstep.
yeah.
All right.
I scratched the floor.
So yeah,
I'm just
Well,
looking.
because I'm a captain after all. You know, I'm a man of stature. I've got to, you know.
Man,
I heard you.
Hood.
This this cat's not having any of it.
I'm just using my back legs and just scratching the floor with it. Fuck your floor.
Okay. So
Stone.
when do we eat?
so when you all get your blindfolds taken off, and she comes down to regard all of you. Emrock, how much looking around do you actually do?
Oh, that's all. I'm. Once I can peel my eyes away from her body, I'm scoping out everything. 7 foot
Okay.
tall, I can see a lot.
Things to dig in.
So you, so you see, you all manage to see that there is a decent sized crowd that's actually formed behind everybody now. Like, not, I wouldn't say everybody from this town is there, but it's like a small crowd has formed, and you have onlookers now.
I stand even more straight and proud.
Now, one thing I want Emmerich to do for me for a second here is make me a perception check.
Oh, this didn't go well last time.
Is it with the nose or the ears? I got one of brewing.
Oh no.
Hi, Jeff.
Yeah, there's a good one.
Oh yeah. So, looking around, peeking around,
There's women here.
you see one particular Amazon looking your way, looking right at you. This woman looks to be about, I'd say, kind of small for an Amazon, but it's like she's near the 6 foot range. She's like 5'10", 5'9". But she's got her hair tied up in a cute little side ponytail. It's
Oh boy.
it's like a dark brown, and she's got like a kind of like piercing green eyes, and she's looking at you. And this woman looks at you with quite possibly. You've met some horny women in your life. This woman looks at you with a clear thirst in her eyes. like if her mouth is closed, her mouth is shut, but you can see drool. Like goddamn.
Amrock sees this, immediately spins around to hold his dignity, but his tail starts sweeping the ground behind him. He's mimicking James right next to him. I don't see nothing. Nope. Being very bashful, but trying to hold it together.
Right. But yeah. So you see that, and but the main woman here.
Main woman. Is that her name?
No. She actually, the woman who actually came that you saw, James, followed not that closely behind her. She was like a few steps back as she was making her way down. But yeah, she's come down there too, and is like a few feet behind her, and
Wearing the same outfit, I assume. It hasn't been that long, so.
yeah, like as most of the warrioresses, like
Okay.
yeah. So she says she acknowledges one of the matriarchs here, and she says, Mistress Inira, we have brought the concubines as you commanded.
Where? Starts looking around. This woman here?
Yes, and she's kind of like looked at all of you individually, and giving you a measured glance of everybody with like a small smile on her face. And she says, yes, you forget that I have eyes. And she kind of realizes what she says, and she kind of looks down a little bit, and she says, yes, mistress. And she looks at everybody, and then stops and quirks a brow at Alabaster.
I deflate a little.
Me. She's a man. I saw it. It is very awkward.
Yeah. It's actually you guys have had very very little contact. Most people rarely ever get to see Amazons that often. This is kind of the first time for pretty much everybody here to like see them this close and in person.
Can I do something? I want to
Yep.
make a. Can I do a athletics check to just break my bonds? Just snap.
You could.
You've got at least 3 crossbow women pointing right at your head.
That's fine.
Oh no.
Okay, so that even with your tremendous strength,
You're too
Wow.
tired.
these bonds are tied very tightly.
They got good rope skills.
Yeah.
Even though
I'm
one
giving
person-
a cramp.
Yeah, the Amazons behind you notice like you like flexing and trying to do it, and
Play it
both
off.
of them, 2 of them like make several kicks at your legs to like get you down on your knees.
Okay. I kneel. I'm still as tall as them.
Yeah.
Oh my
You're not
God.
towering now.
I know. I'm just trying to stretch. This is very uncomfortable.
Yeah, you feel another point like even sharper, like digging into your neck, and she says, "Quiet, mutt."
Excuse me. I find that very offensive. I growl at her.
Yeah.
Well, what are these?
And
I heard there was concubines.
what's that?
I heard there were concubines. Where are they at? I could go for one right now.
Yeah, she like her eyes turn to you and she says, "Quite a talkative one, the dog, but not surprising from what I've seen of them. Very active people."
I yawn. You talk too much. When's food get here?
And then she turns back to you, Alabaster, and she says, and she actually gestures. She does the thing that you see in like in mob movies or just like an action movie where the head guy like gestures to their second to like come over with their fingers. And she gestures to the other one behind her, the one she acknowledged, and she walks forward with her head down and she says, "Yes, Mistress Inira." She says, she points to Alabaster and she says, she puts her finger on her lips and she points to her and she says, What am I looking at right now? I want you to tell me." And she kind of looks to Alabaster and she says, that would be I believe they are known as a tabaxi, mistress. Yes. Why don't you look lower? Now, Alabaster, this is actually kind of important. I want how
You don't
loosely,
want that.
Oh,
how loosely do you wear your clothing?
my clothing is actually pretty tight right now.
Okay. Would you say you are of the busty variety, or maybe like a B?
No, I have quite the boobies, and I'm pretty well built, pretty curvy.
Okay.
Very nice.
I was the
So
beauty
even
of
as-
my town.
So she, yes, and she says, "Look lower," and she looks her up and down, and yes, she understands, and she looks to her, and she goes, her voice kind of cracks a little bit. She goes, "That would be a female tabaxi, a female tabaxi. Why, in the name of Mother Fasira, am I looking at a female tabaxi in this lineup?" And she says,
Amarok's gonna speak up. We're gonna say,
What?
well, you know, they have many nipples. They can feed many young.
I kind of scoff under my breath and I say, I told ya.
I just laugh out loud.
Aren't you a herm?
Yeah, but who knows that?
"Hey, Menadora, what are you packing down there, and how tight is it in your clothes?"
It's just average
Tripod.
size. Tripod. Everything's
Also-
tripod.
Stand.
Also,
it's not noticeable though.
yeah, give me the same thing with your body type. Are you packing much in the way of chest size, or are you like?
B.
Okay, yeah, and are your clothes?
Very
I imagine
modest. Very modest.
yeah, your clothes are pretty tight too.
Robe.
Yeah. Not super tight, but yeah, they're on there, though.
Spandex.
No.
Latex.
King
Yeah.
Dog.
So it wouldn't be terribly obvious with you, unlike with Alabaster, even with her tight clothing. At least unless they decided to physically inspect you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Giggity.
But yeah, so she pinches the bridge of her nose and she says,
Oh,
Mother,
you
give
in
me-
trouble.
"Mother, give me
Speaking gay.
strength for what little strength you've left us." Yeah, so she's the one in the back starts stuttering, says, "In the commotion we grabbed all we could and we did as you said. We didn't kill anyone, but it was just and this one we're not sure. There was an aura about her, and she says, just stop. I've had enough. We'll deal with you later. You will join our concubines in the dungeons, and we'll sort it out there."
Oh, she's going to be a concubine?
Oh, I have
Why?
a question. I have a question. The one who got called out, is this the bitch with the crossbow?
No. She's like way off to the right and
Oh,
behind
okay.
everybody.
Oh,
at this
shit.
point. Yeah, this is like somebody else. And she says, and she actually turns around to regard her and she says, "Sweet Thalmia, why must you continue to do this?" She looks down and she's very embarrassed and she's very sad about this, and she knows what's coming for her. Like,
And this
Dog
is
dick?
the one who went up to get her, or the one who stayed at the caravan?
the one who went to get her. She's been like behind her like the whole time. Actually, let me check something here for everybody. Who here? I imagine this has everybody's attention. So, why don't everybody just go ahead and make me? I don't know if I want to say either perception or investigation, but who here would be paying the most attention to this little scuffle? It has everybody's attention, of course.
Yeah,
but
probably
who's-
everybody.
I would probably
Yeah.
pay a lot of attention to it because I've been trying to get her on me for a while.
Okay.
Been picking trouble with him.
You actually know people pretty well.
Oh, like trying to gain insight, perchance, of what's happening. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I didn't know insight too. Yeah, that works
But-
too. But yeah,
Wait.
we'll put that.
Well, because insight's like perceiving somebody, like if they're like lying or like trying to perceive what they're up to. Investigation is when you go to an area and you're investigating it for things. It's kind of like search in a sense, and the perception's like listening to something, kind of watching somebody.
I mean, my character's just mainly looking around the area more so than the people themselves.
Yeah, you're actually still pretty out of it from your nap.
You can just give him a penalty, like a minus something for being tired. But it's probably a perception check. If it's like just trying to like listen into their conversation and watch it.
Oh, I failed miserably.
Well,
Oh, yay.
roll perception, not
So perception.
A
yeah,
perception?
yeah.
Okay.
Gee.
Oh, god damn. Alright, so
Yay.
okay, so 13.
Boobies.
Alright, so
You had a 5 actually.
yeah, you rolled a 5 before.
23, 5, 13, 22.
Okay. So yeah, James and pretty much I think everybody here but Amarok picks up on you actually pick up on a
This drooling
something.
woman's getting too close to me.
on something with the between these two. There's obviously some type of relationship here, whether familiar or otherwise, but there's something there. Alabaster and Bartholomew, both of you immediately pick up on a definite blood relative and of some kind.
So the current head matriarch Ymira and the secondary matriarch Thalmia are relatives. Do I compare and contrast the, I would assume, very obvious, striking physical resemblances with the third matriarch, whom doesn't have a name yet, to my knowledge? Or no, that's Alyssa, isn't it? Or whatever.
Oh, you mean the one with the pixie cut?
Yes.
Or
Yeah.
well, the I'm sorry. One more time. What was that again? What are you trying to learn?
So
The, third one?
the head matriarch Ymira, right? She
Yes.
her I assume sister, or maybe daughter, Thalmia, who was the first person to leave the caravan. The other lady who had the pixie cut. Do I discern any familial resemblances now that I'm aware of this?
Between
The lot of them.
between Ynira and Thalmia, absolutely. Like at first, yeah, like you could say, you could
They
just
look
say that they're
alike.
just they're pretty women. They like everybody here everybody here is pretty fucking gorgeous, but these two share a particular like resemblance now that you're actually like seeing them this close. And but the third one, no, it's like her where these two have like a more tan complexion. The third one
Alright,
is more pale.
all good.
But yeah, so yeah, you both noticed that, and yeah, and she gives her like a sad look, and then she turns to everybody else here and she says, "Well, I believe we've had our introductions. I am Matriarch Ynira, and I will be your, I suppose the more polite way to put it, hostess for the nights to come, as it were. We will see to your lodgings momentarily." And she and she she puts her hand up and she snaps her fingers, and the other Amazons who are like in their pose then put their hands back down on their their swords and their crossbows, and they and then she says, "You may take them. You may take them to where they will be staying."
So why are we here?
You are here.
This freaking guy. My guy, you're not the brightest one, huh?
Well, they capture us. They attack us. They capture us. We take a long rest with smelly people in small box. And now here, and they're just titties everywhere. I have
Yeah,
no.
man.
Why are we here?
Aren't you the one to enjoy that sight, huh?
Well, yes.
Yes. Enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah. She, after listening to all of this, she turns to you and she says, "Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I wasn't clear enough with Concubine. You are to be our breeders
What?
for the time being."
Who? Me?
Thick-headed,
Wait,
aren't
whoa,
we?
whoa, whoa! You captured us just to have sex with you?
And she then gestures to one of the Amazons behind her with like her hand like across her throat, and and one of them takes out like another like thick cloth from her like side pocket, and she like
you could have
pulls it over your mouth
There's
and just fucking ties it, like two of them fucking tie it around your fucking head.
He keeps talking. Did you
This
just
is a
muzzle me?
beautiful sight.
I snicker.
I accidentally nuzzle one of their boobs.
And and she says, "Except for you," and she points to Alabaster, and she says, "For the time being, we have no other lodgings available for you, as we've prepared for everyone else. So you, unfortunately, and I do apologize for this personally," and she turns back towards Thalmia, yeah. And she says, "But we are left with no choice for the moment." And she stands up, and she snaps her fingers again, and she picks Big Dog Boy up, and
Whoa!
Jesus.
I
Not
feel
you.
embarrassed.
they pick like the two behind you
Whoa!
pick you up.
Oh, the vapors!
From your kneeling position.
Yep.
And yeah, and they then lead you.
Wait, so they're starting to take, like, so we're just, everyone's starting to leave, like, that's the whole thing, we're starting to, I asked for parlay.
What?
Mistress Ayamera, as a noble pirate captain, I respect your authority in these lands. I wish for parlay.
She quirks an eyebrow and smirks a little bit at this, and she says, and she like crosses her arms, and she says, "Request parlay."
Aye.
Parsley. He wants parsley.
Like the plan.
I'm sorry to say, wee little one, but I'm afraid you're not in much of a position to request much. It is very respectable of you to do such a thing in your current position.
As it were, it seems I be at a slight disadvantage in these negotiations, aye.
Can I go back to finding my mate?
I think you will find plenty.
I'm not interested in used goods.
Oh snap.
They're not used yet.
I guess.
Oh boy.
But they will be.
Yeah, and she actually kind of thinks about this for a minute, but then she says, "As much as I would love for you to entertain me for the time being, I'm afraid we're possibly."
Pinky.
Oh dear.
Well, I mean, I should roll that since it is like a.
Accurate.
Right.
Persuasion 5 - 1. Bruh.
They never says I was good at talking.
All right. So yeah, she says that, and well, we are yes. As much as I would love to be entertained at the moment, and at least hear out your little spiel, your adorable little spiel, I'm afraid we might be expecting company soon. And she looks out toward the horizon, and then says, and then just
Company say. Why didn't you say so? I'll pull up a chair.
okay.
I'm
so
sure there'll be one.
No, I don't say that. I don't say that. I just do. I just try to see if I can catch what she's trying to look for.
Yeah. So you look where she's looking, and
Oh wait, I'm probably too short.
yeah, you see the wall.
I jump.
And wall and dog shots.
Oh my god.
Jesus
Just stop. Stop.
Jesus
We're never gonna get
Christ.
anywhere.
All right, yeah, fair enough. All right, so whatever. Just go.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So she looks out toward the horizon, and then she looks back to you, and
Wasting all your good
and-
rolls.
And you have had so many fucking great rolls. God damn.
Really? You need to stop that.
But yeah, she and she says, "Well then, to their chambers. We will deal with them in a moment. I must prepare." And yeah, you all get let off.
Except Alabaster, or is she
Um,
just like let her go roaming like a stray cat?
I guess I could go scratch my nails on the walls just to make sure they're sharp enough.
Looking for her lute or her viola.
Where's my viol?
We need some mood music.
I mean, you could have said like you're a bard,
I am a
Could
bard. I
contain-
can play music.
right? You could have said that.
Can I get my instrument back, please?
No.
you all just get let off.
Pleading.
No.
Start pleading with the guards as they carry us away.
As you're being led off toward the dungeon, you ask for this.
Yeah.
You cry out
can
for your viol.
Can I cry out for my viol and persuade the guard to give it to me at least in my cell? Bring it to my cell or something.
I mean, you could try. Make a good
So-
case. Grab a hard bargain.
I roll persuasion, I guess.
See what up.
Oh god.
All right. So here's what happens.
You could be a hard.
You're not gonna get it.
Yeah.
You're not- yeah.
But my viol. My music.
Can I have my device that I use to cast spells, please?
Shut up! I'm a rock. I'm trying to be sneaky here, you know. It's just a musical instrument. I am a bard. I sing songs to people. I look at the moon and sing songs. I never said anything about casting spells. Shh.
While we're at it, can I have my axe? I need it. I need
Commanding
it so
a
I can
weapon.
sleep well at night.
All
You
right.
have a two-handed club. You'll be fine.
Mm.
I carved a teddy bear into the side of it to help me sleep.
Oh.
Aw.
Okay, sorry.
No, it's cool. Okay, so what did you say for me to roll?
No. It's,
Okay. Yeah.
Dungeon.
So here's what happens. Look. One of them, she actually, while you're screaming this as you're being let out, and the fucking great actor that you are,
Yeah, boy.
while you're screaming this, she acknowledges you for a second. She doesn't stop them. She doesn't stop anybody from moving. She doesn't stop you from moving, but she acknowledges you, and she gives you a piteous look. And then one of her Amazonian, one of the other warriors, walks up to her, and says something, and she whispers into her ear something, and then her like eyes go wide, and then she turns to you, walking away. And then
You're gonna play somebody's instrument.
and then whatever thought she had about doing there, she no longer has. So you are led off to your dungeon.
Huh.
What happened there was adding to your little display I imagine you put on in the scuffle. I would imagine magic was also involved in said display.
No.
Who, me?
It's
No.
one thing to
Just
say
attach
somebody
who plays
has.
music.
Wait, what was that? I didn't catch the last part.
Mm.
We're
Magic,
suggesting that
ma-
Wellspur would have probably displayed or made some sort of note that she is a magical user of some sorts, and thus
Oh.
the vial may be more than simply for musical preference.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember mentioning anything about magic, but
It's okay.
No. Look.
Dungeon.
dungeon.
Mm,
Now, is this like traditional
It's-
dungeon or sex dungeon? Or traditional sex dungeon?
Dungeon of traditional sex position.
Ooh.
Okay. You know what? Disregard everything I just said there. She gives you the piteous look. You're led down toward the dungeon there. So yeah, you make your way to the dungeon. You're all walking in there.
I
It's-
feel right at home.
This is actually
Hey,
I've
Ragged
been here
Pete!
before.
You ghastly skeletal bastard, you! I still got your coat. Ah.
How dare you remove a bard, her only reason to live?
you go down actually another path that would have led around the fountain in the middle. It wasn't the main path that James would have noted that you came through. It was like another path to the left. There's like if everybody had taken a look around, there would have been 3 distinctive paths. One leading off to one section to the right, one leading back down toward the gate at the front, and one to the left. And at the north, it's like if we're going by compass rose here, it's like north, stairs to gate, east, another path leading like straight forward through some roads, south, leading down some houses and some shops and stuff toward the gate, and then the left where you guys are going. Which also looks to be a it seems to be more the military district, which is where you're heading.
Oh,
You see buildings, you see like guard barracks over here, and you actually see some on the outside. You see some Amazonian who are in the middle of training. Like notice your little group go by as
They're all
they're in the
sweaty.
middle of it.
Oh.
Working hard.
Amarok stops and stares.
You get pushed forward.
His,
Starts panting.
his neck cranes as he's being pushed away.
Would you calm
Does
your
the-
hormones and keep walking, you fucking
Fl-
dog?
Fluffy tails becomes weaponized.
Yeah. So you all get led into there, and but this dungeon is actually quite large. It is about I'd
Um,
say
Is it at the end of the military district, or is it off to the side, left or right of it? Like as we're going down the road.
yeah, it's like a pretty much a straight road, and it
Then it ends in a massive dungeon complex.
yeah,
It's-
like at the very
Sex
end of it.
dungeon for sure.
Yeah.
It's yeah, this is it's quite large, and for dungeon standards, I
That's
mean,
what she said.
James, you you made a note there about familiar territory. This is probably some of the nicest dungeon you've ever seen. Like it's well kept. Like it is like the
Ooh,
floors.
really nice
you see-
dungeon.
Fresh,
You see,
fresh
like-
hay from the stables on the
Yeah,
ground.
you see like
No.
you see
There's only
like maybe
2 corpses.
one spider,
Ragged Pete.
like one corner
And
spider.
legless Joe. One spider. Nice. No rats.
The gruel actually has like a little bit of flavor to it.
It's not. It's not just meaningless void. It's despair and hopelessness.
Oh yeah.
That's a step up.
With just a dash of fear for flavor.
Interesting.
My favorite.
Do we get the pick of
Yeah.
the litter with regards to ourselves? Also, how many cell blocks are there?
That's racist.
Okay, so you come in and you see what is like the for lack of a better term, I mean like the greeting area, I guess. Like the reception. The reception.
This really is a really nice dungeon. There's a
Right?
lobby and everything.
You got a board on the wall with keys.
So
Is there a
Towel,
couch
three
or something
towels.
I can reach on my way?
Yeah, there's a
Couch?
couch we can rest on.
no, there's no couch
They
in
have
here.
free mints on
It's
the table.
it's,
Sad.
it's less of a dungeon, more of a hotel.
There's a
but,
spa out back.
Like a private pool.
Yeah. Residents only.
Mm. And free massages.
Alright, so
Yeah, so yeah, you all come in and then
how
you all see a woman sorry, what do you
Another
wanna
woman?
say?
I was gonna say, like, do I get an idea of how wide the building is from the one side as we're coming towards it and like into it?
Like how wide it is in general, like
Mhm.
from where you are. It was a straightforward shot, so yeah, you get a pretty decent size like of it. It is
Giggity.
200, 300, 400. Is this gonna ruin any future stuff if we even give it a number? Do we want to know that?
Big enough.
like for how much it can actually contain.
Yeah.
I have a question. I'm seeing a pattern here. Is James autistic or OCD? Like, okay, it's on the left-hand side. It's 300 feet wide. There's 347 bricks on this one corner. There's...
You see, you don't live as a pirate for very long.
Can I, while we're on the way, check if like the cells and stuff are contain any prisoners or people or concubines or whatever if they're empty?
That'll be
As you're being
Yeah.
As in,
yeah
as we're being led.
yeah
We'll ignore it,
but
it's all good.
yeah, I can't give you an exact number on it from what you can see because it's like
It's cool. It's big. It's all in. It's fair.
yeah. Okay, so
I may or may not be mapping
yeah.
everything this weekend.
I know
Jesus.
I know what you're doing.
Welcome.
Hello,
All right.
King Lord.
You're not here.
It's cool. You come in. Fuck, what? 3 hours in now?
2 hours and a
half.
half.
2.
3 hours in,
Fucking
we
3
haven't
hours.
done
It's a
anything
full-time
yet.
job, man.
Nope. Like I said, guys, I'm sorry. Bear with me. Like it was. this
I'm
is
messing
a
with you, man. Chill.
This is awesome.
introduction thing.
This is
We're
awesome.
having a great time.
Yeah. So,
I hope
reception room, free mints. Do we go left? Do we go right?
so. Okay. So what happens is you see a woman and she's like sweeping, and then she sees you all walk in, and she's like, oh, and she like she kind of nearly drops the broom, and she like
It's excited.
fumbles with it, and yeah, and she holds it up, and the
I would wink
one
at her.
Yeah, we'll say she sees you and you get a little blush. But yeah, she but all you file in, and then the one at the front, she says Ayatune.
Ayatune?
Yes, I will write this down.
I tune a guitar.
Oh no, we're not gonna know how it was spelled. It's okay. I'm just confirming that's what we heard.
Okay, yeah. Yes. Ayatune. She goes, yes.
Yawns.
Yes, yes, my mistress. And she says, please, the prisoners are here. We're going to lead them to ourselves. We need the keys. And she like does like a hurry up motion with her finger in the air, and she says, oh yes, and she walks to like a little a side room over here. It opens it up, and you hear like some jingling, and and whatnot, and then she grabs like a bunch of keys, and she comes out, and she says, the what's the word I'm looking for? The cells were prepared as Mr. Sinera requested. Good. We want our concubines to at least be comfortable for the time being.
But I'm not a
And,
concubine.
What's that? Alabaster, what'd you say?
But I'm not a concubine.
I guess she'd hear this and she'd go, yes, and one mix-up, but still.
Oh, I gotta,
She grabs the keys.
can I do like a perception on the keys to like keep track of them to kind of know?
They're in the
One
guard's
window.
hand.
I
No,
mean,
but like to pay close attention to each one individually to see where they connect to.
I can tell by looking at this key it goes to that lock.
yeah, I think for something that specific, you need to see it go into its specific lock. Like most of these keys look really
Well,
similar.
that's what I meant to say. Like if that happens and if I get the
Okay,
chance.
so when the keys go into locks, you want to at least
Attempt.
yeah,
Mm,
to make a mental note that this key looks like this, that looks
Yeah.
like that, went into that lock. Okay.
correct.
Are they
That's
nicely
what I meant.
numbered and labeled? I would presume, honestly, that they would have a notation on them, because how the hell is any random person going to the cells to know which key goes where without fumbling for hours on end?
Yeah. You know what? Actually, make me that perception check right now, just to see,
Look
Please.
at you.
make it up.
Please, where's the thing? Oh, so
It's in my
average.
pants.
I got you covered.
We rolled the same number, but you just have a better advantage or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you, Menadora, you see what you think is a number on it, maybe like engraved into them,
Little
but you can't. Yeah, but you can't really make out more than that. As for you, James, you see not only the number, but the letter associated with the exact cell.
Turn it, man.
Well, he's at perfect eye level with it.
Yeah.
Well,
I've got
we're
an
on the
advantage.
way to the cells. I want to check if the cells are empty or if there are prisoners in them.
You looking for a roommate?
Mm,
Yeah, alright, could use a blanket tonight.
Yeah, boy.
Giggity.
Giggity. I could use some company tonight.
Giggity. I think we're all getting company tonight.
The sea be
Uh,
the only muse.
Actually, Amarok and Alabaster, you two make me some perception checks.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Am I a good boy? Am I a
Here.
good boy?
No.
Oh,
Classic cat,
That's unfortunate.
uninterested in not paying attention to anything.
Jeez.
And
good lord.
the
You gotta
worst-
calm
Lord.
down with that libido, dog.
the worst
Like
hunting
it's
dog.
wow.
You gotta get your priorities straightened out there, boy.
Oh my god.
Surrounded
Not
by
enough
so
to
many
look at
women.
the cells.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
still staring. I'm
Jesus.
still staring at the entrance where the maid was.
Just thinking about, sweeping those halls and
Oh yeah. Just thinking about. You know,
handling that
I could
room.
really use a maid at home.
Yeah, it's not even sexual. It's
I'm
just
not
like,
even interested in looking at the fucking cells right now. Wow.
No, it's like
You're thinking
you
of
actually
Viola.
think you see the tail of a mouse like kind of slide, kind of go through. You think you make that out, and that just kind of catches your attention for a minute.
Gonna try and
but,
scratch it
but
with my
yeah.
toe.
You kind of make a hissing sound towards it.
Yeah, boy.
Huh?
But yeah. So yeah, you get that. And she takes the keys and she says yeah, she turns and she regards the rest of you and she says she regards each of you and she says, we're going the cells, we're going to have to group you in cells
Huh?
for the moment. We've made them at least comfortable enough for your for your current roommates. But we did not simply have enough space for the time being for each individual concubine a cell.
Comfortable.
I do not expect any of you to regard this in any positive or negative manner, nor do I care, but I figured since our mistress was kind enough to tell you what she did, that I would at least give you the honor of knowing how you're going to be living. And then
I thank ye. And I kind of try to doff my hat, but I can't.
I mean, I suppose.
Right. So then she leads you down, and as you come into the actual cells proper, you all go through like a somewhat wide doorway.
Hey,
And
nice.
Which way do we go though? Would you go left or right?
it's okay. So you're in like we'll say like a square, like a
Lobby.
rectangular, lobby room. To the left, if you came in from the south,
Yeah.
to the left is the room where she went in for the keys,
Wait.
and
Okay, sure. Yeah, we came from the. Okay, yeah, all right. So there's a problem here. Because
yes.
we went west in the village to get to the dungeon. So if we entered from the south, do we go all the way around it and then up and in, or is it like a weird door that kind of L shapes into the building?
Basically, it's like
OCD.
basically this building is like at the very end, you never it was never a turn to get anywhere. This dungeon was the end of the track. This building
Oh God,
is
we're gonna
like
die.
you entered straight on into, like, if you went west from where you were going,
Yeah.
from then on you went straight into a building.
Yeah.
So it's like from your north. So
I'm gonna expect a super detailed and fancy map, and then we're gonna see it. It's just gonna be a bunch of squiggles.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
I will look. We'll save that for session 2, right?
All right. So
I-
then
Pretty
keys-
clear. I need to make some maps here.
keys were to the left, and then we're heading north or forwards.
Yes, straight on.
There is so much description.
Hey, this is
I'm lost.
well, honey. You best be getting comfy.
No, you. Got it.
Rrr, rrr.
I was not playing with a microwave. I was just eating my food.
What is this sorcery you speak of?
It's called buttons.
All right.
Ooh.
So who gets the first cell?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Rrr.
Yes. So they lead you straight on, and you walk forward,
Dong. Mm.
and it's actually a pretty wide hallway you walk down, and it stops at this this kind of like intersection where there's a way downstairs west. There's like a side like downstairs west. Look, I know I'm pretty sure my descriptions here are like a fucking MC Escher painting, but bear with me.
It's fine. I figure if we actually need a map for it, we'll get a proper one. It's all good.
I highly recommend one, though.
Yeah, I'm doing. I know I'm not doing. a
Theater
great
of the
job here.
mind doesn't need a map.
No, it's fine.
It's like, you get to the dungeon. You go into the cells.
I
Done.
have a short attention span, so I kind of forget everything you're saying as you say it.
I'm just bad at visualizing.
And so am I, because I remember a couple hallways you talked about. I'm like, which one was it again that did this and that?
But no worries,
Exactly.
it's just, um,
Just endless halls. We're good.
Okay.
Anyways,
But
No worries.
but yeah,
so
you
we
see
cross the stairwell going down.
yeah, you see a stairwell going down, and then you see
Do we
s-
hear the moans of the lamented souls locked below?
If
well,
that's
you're
how you wanna
closer
put it.
now. You're closer now. You would hear the distinct sounds of
Mating.
leather being lashed against skin.
Oh,
nice.
yeah.
So they're drow.
And you hear Amarat, go ahead and give me another perception check just to see. I want to see if you're actually paying attention
One
this
second.
time.
I can't hear you.
Is
Wait.
it hearing? Is that
Sorry.
Just,
His perception was very low.
well, but he gets advantage on hearing perception. So.
Nah, I'm just joking. I meant because he dropped his headphone.
Yeah, I dropped my headphone. Sorry.
No, it's cool.
Wow,
I
you are
really-
lucky as
I
fuck.
really,
Okay,
I really
look.
need a maid. You know,
You
like
are out of this world right now. You're not.
this rag on my nose smells terrible.
Little do you know he's recovering.
Luckily for you and
Is he?
your keen dog hearing, it was not that difficult a roll to make. So,
Woo!
so you hear
I did get
the
average.
sounds of prayers and multiple prayers and
Oh yeah,
and
kinky.
the sounds of women begging for forgiveness
Oh yeah.
from
Woman.
I mean, what?
their mistresses and their
Yes.
their mothers, the name of their gods and mothers and stuff like that. So you hear that.
Well, I
But
did get an 11.
right,
Mhm.
it's not that bad. So
Nope.
yeah, so then but to your right is another hallway that branches to the right in a and this is where the some cells proper are. So so she opens the door. She walks up to it and she unlocks it and she opens it and then she leads everybody down and you see rows of a few cells as you walk by. It is currently unoccupied. Pretty much every cell here, anyway. And they stop you like right at the cell thing, and you're surrounded by I'd say a good it's like a big rectangle. So you're surrounded on every side by cells, and these cells from which you can see inside are actually have what looks like I'd say per room there's about 4 in one room in particular at the very end, which looks like the biggest. There's like 5 kind of not mattresses but
Cots.
yeah, it's like feather cots just all around, spread out in an even fashion around them, and there's a piss and a shit bucket that's still there.
And-
Oh, only the finest.
Oi,
Delicious.
high class living, lads.
I usually just do it on myself.
You thought I smelled bad.
I was trying to speak from your perspective.
So, from where everybody's positioned, I'm going to say that, and this is also for obvious reasons, but I'm going to say that she walks up to the first cell and she uses one of the keys.
I mean, I just look at the cell. What's with the of the cell? What does it say? Is there 1A? I've already determined there's a system. I mean, where's the identifying marker on the cell?
Yeah. Yeah, there's like
This one
there's like
says-
a
Let's try to get all
Put
tricky with the key
halfling
bullshit
here.
like that.
no. I want to make sure you're looking around. You still stay vigilant. But you look up and you see on the like the brick, the stone wall above.
Emblazoned in white paint, you know.
Yeah, it's like carved and then painted. Like
Filigree, you know, little flowers.
Wolf
on it.
goes here.
like 1A and then 1B.
Diagram of the key.
And yeah, she starts filtering in prisoners and everybody else. We get to you all are still yet to be put in. We get to the cell on the end, the biggest cell, the third cell in line. She's going all around, and she opens it up, Yeah, because she looked to you before she opened the cells, and then she looked around at each of the cells and made a mental note, and she looked to you, Amarok, before she looked at all of these cells, and then
Extra room required.
she made sure to have that one there, and actually she had a great little idea. She's like, if you put the biggest one and the biggest one and the biggest cell and then the smallest one in there, that takes up so much little room. We could probably pack 6 people in there.
No,
Share it,
not
Kyle.
the smelly one.
Oh,
Good luck, Amarok.
Yeah, and yeah, we'll say Menadora, Amarok, and Bartholomew, you are all sharing currently the biggest cell, and she puts all the prisoners away in the other ones, and then she looks to you, Alabaster. You're the last one left, and she goes, "For the disservice we have done, I will give you a pick of which cell, and do not say none, please. You must decide."
I'm still bound up in
I
the
pick
cell.
my cell?
Yes, kitten. You get to pick your cage.
I'm gonna jump in the cell with Amarok and
With the main
James.
characters.
yeah.
The ones who
I choose the one.
Okay.
All the people that have faces, I want to be in the one in the cell with them.
I wanna be
Those
with the
faithful-
smelly guys.
Hey, I smell of strawberries.
Excuse me, I am a cat. You smell like a dog. You smell bad in my opinion.
No. I have cat oils.
Please no.
It's got like a belt full of various oils.
Yeah, I do. It's a thing.
Yeah, they took it.
Damn it.
So I guess we've all been ushered into the cell.
Yeah, you all have your as you're led in, pretty much. Yeah, you're all led in. You still have your yeah. Okay. Yeah. So they undo your or cut all of your, as you're being led in, your restraints. You've got like 2 crossbow women on you at a time as this is happening, and you're being shoved into the cells. Except the big guy, who's got to have at least like 3 to 4 people, 3 to 4 crossbows on him at all times as his bonds are being cut and put into the cell.
Can I
And-
keep the rag?
I guess, yeah. She kind of like gives you a confused eyebrow, and
You smell really bad. It hurts my nose.
give me a persuasion. Give me a
Oh
persuasion.
no. Let's see the roll.
Woo!
Okay, yeah. So she takes pity on you, and she does stink
Aw.
real fucking bad. So she
I leave-
throws the rag in.
I lean down and lick her face. And then I walk into the cell, very, very gentleman-like.
Yeah, she like after you do this, she like gives an ugh, and then like kind of like wipes this hefty amount of
that's
drool off her face.
It's a shame she doesn't have a rag.
Oh no.
That's good. That's good.
Don't forget to pass out inspiration.
Right. Yeah, and and he locks it, and then and then she as she walks out, she turns around and she says sleep tight. You're all going to need all the rest you can get.
And
Oh boy. Are there going to be
Bartholomew
games
will,
tomorrow?
Since I have a chance to like thoroughly pat myself down, do I have my scroll case?
Thieving tools?
No, my scroll case.
Probably not.
It's my like treasure / heirloom.
Ah.
It's my very, very important item. Like, how thoroughly did they search?
Well, they got all 3 of your hidden daggers.
Yes, but I very blatantly made sure they found the hidden bag. And not
You're
the
never
hidden
going to find the
scroll
one in my hat.
All right, this is your
This
this
is
is
my
your
map.
thing that your maps, your map case, essentially. God, you know what? This isn't going to be a very hard roll, but I want you to pat yourself down again and give me another. What did you use last time? What was it? Was it sleight of hand or? What was it?
I'll just roll a d20.
Yeah, just straight up. This isn't a very hard roll.
Wow.
I think it is.
Oh, come on.
Can I have my flute?
So I assume I don't have it. So I pat myself down and I don't find my scroll case.
You even reach inside your asshole and it's not even
What?
there.
Oh.
What are you doing? Put this away! Ah!
Anyways, oh crap. So,
Oh,
Now,
when we were in the wagon, where was the chest of all of everybody's belongings? Because everybody combined had a lot of belongings. Where was all of the stuff?
you would have noted that at the. I guess I can throw this in with an earlier. With like everybody was looking around, and you would have seen her. There was one. There were two Amazons in particular who had a large carrying chest with them, a locked chest with them, and
yes. We noticed their large chest, okay? I saw all of their large chests.
and they followed you with the chest down to the dungeon, but of course they didn't follow you themselves. They stayed behind in the
No, he
office. Yeah, and they did something with that. You're not sure, but they put it somewhere. It's in the dungeon. You know that.
Okay.
Can
I
I
guess. Oh, go ahead.
can I make sure that the guards have left? Like
She's-
no one's around. It's silent. We're just us in the cells right now.
I believe she was making a parting comment and then leaving.
All right.
That the main Amazon left, but there are two sitting at the door.
Oh, they left guards.
They left
Yes, they
guards.
did.
These aren't stupid people. Let me leave while you try and escape.
And what you actually you all hear this from the cell. Let's say if the cell's to your back, looking straight forward, like outside the cell, because you're at the very end of the hallway. The cell, one of the cells closest to you on your right, you see you'd see kind of like barely come out of the cell. You'd see a face of the goblin. What is clearly a goblin, but not any kind of goblin anyone here has ever seen before. And by which I mean this one isn't hideous. Not only is this one not hideous, she actually looks you would almost dare to say cute.
History.
Okay. From what you know of what's your time? Like you're a worldly gentleman. You've been out. You've seen goblins. Obviously, you've seen goblins. Everybody here knows about goblins, and at
I
least,
chased them across a border.
right. Exactly. But one thing, but you've never seen one that looks exactly the way this one looks. You'd almost dare to say she shares features of another race, but you can't really pick up what that race is.
Somebody fucked a goblin.
And what's
Was
really
probably an elf.
I mean, my character had a pass with the goblins before all this.
Yeah, but you're not the prettiest yourself.
It's not about the looks, it's about the brains, my friend.
I'm testing all the bars.
Okay. So you did spend time with goblins, Minadora. Why don't you?
The whole group's just standing at the fucking entrance, staring at this goblin.
And just
you
everyone
give
like,
me- I'll
Hmm. Yeah.
Jesus.
Okay.
Yep, they're solid.
Yeah, you're looking at the at the bars and everything. What are you doing?
I'm looking for weaknesses.
Oh, okay.
He looks over at James.
These bars are very, very thick.
I'm seeing like if I pushed James hard enough, could I get him through the bar?
These are like cross section bars.
If I
How
push
high?
James hard enough, can I push him through the bar?
But theoretically speaking, yes, but not alive.
Does he need his arms to get through the bar?
He would need to be a goo person.
They're like 1 inch wide
That's
gaps. and
that's
it.
doable. I can do that.
Hey, look, we're not gonna have party members killing each other to try to get out of here.
I-
immediately,
I
okay?
climb
You'd
the
be
bars.
surprised what you can live through.
It's
I
just
climbed the
standing there.
bars.
Okay, just if I find anything interesting, let me know. Anyway, pretty goblin.
Yeah. So, yeah, Minadora, why don't you give me a, let's, yeah, you give me a, I
believe
think
in you,
I
buddy.
want to say, yeah, you're going off of like history and what you know about goblins. So you give me a history, and I'll give you a +2 to that actually.
Sweet. Oh.
Nice.
Fuck yes. Okay. This
Goblin
goblin.
connoisseur.
Yeah, this goblin is definitely not a 100% goblin. This is the daughter of one goblin and a halfling with a goblin fetish.
Whoa. James!
I swear it weren't me.
Well, right now there's only
Shit, maybe that's why she
information I
kicked
know, I
me.
Well, they do
Like-
smell the same.
Yeah. So you get that. Yeah, you pretty much know, like, yeah, not 100% goblin. This is the result of that.
guess. Mhm.
You're
So-
slightly less repulsive than normal.
Great.
Appreciate it, Fido.
I don't
Anyway.
give a fuck. I just climbed up the fucking grid. What? Huh?
She's babbling to herself.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh,
She's,
okay. I
she's,
didn't
she's
know,
lost her
I didn't know what she was
mind.
talking about.
I said I care so little that I just climb up the bars.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're just so not. She's just so not into everything that's happening right now. You may as well be in.
So melodramatic.
You just fade into the background, into the little shadowy alcove as you walk up the bars.
I missed it.
Yeah. So you you see this, and she says that, and she says and she actually gestures for the dog to lean in closer, to Amarok to lean in closer.
I go up to the bars, but I do not lean anywhere near.
Okay.
I mean, you can't anyways. The bars
Right.
are solid.
It's pretty big, but yeah, and she says, and she like puts her hand up, and she says, "Sorry about the bump before, but," and she gesture moves her other hand down towards her her like little belt area, and she
Whoa.
and she turns it around real quick, and it shows like a lockpick right there.
Oh.
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 And she says,
Interesting.
I
I hear the
was,
creaky noise and I look her way.
yeah, I'm obviously not supposed to be here either, but I know a way out of here, and I can help you guys out, big fella.
It sounds good.
Only thing I'm gonna need from you is, and she kind of, she's like, her eyes go around a little bit.
Continue.
Are you? Yeah, sure. Only thing I'm gonna need from you is a partnership.
I'm not into goblins.
And she gives like one of those little like goblin cackles.
Yes.
Why is everyone doing insane?
Calm down, horn dog.
What do you want? Is that-
I
I'm kneeling down, getting as close as I can.
was in the middle of something very important back at the town we were at, and was actually on my way back to the capital. I live at the capital, you see. I got a nice little setup there.
Get on with
What
it.
What I want from you is assurance, is a little partnership that you will help me retrieve and achieve what I was trying to do in this little town. I was and she points to she points to Menadora's leg. Yeah, is your leg hidden, or is it out in the open?
I guess, yeah, it depends on the clothing that I have.
Yeah, what are you wearing? How hidden is your leg?
Because I don't know. Because, like, we still have the same clothing we would normally have, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and yeah, the leg would be hidden.
Okay, so she doesn't do that, but she says,
Got, like, long pants.
cool. She says, I work with mechanical stuff, gear, like fuck, what's the word?
Salvage.
I work
Clockwork.
with salvage, and I put together some machinations, if you will, and one of my inventions was taken in that chest you saw before. You help me get my thing out of that chest and help me carry it back to the capital. I'll set you guys up with maybe some work when we get back. Who knows what else I might have, and maybe a little bit of payment.
You talk so much. You say, you help me get out, I help you get out, we get our shit, we get out. You talk way too much. Just,
Why don't you
Whoa.
calm down?
I am plenty calm. It's just everybody, yap. I just, listen, open
I
door,
take off my
open
pants.
other door. Okay, let's go. People talk.
I was gonna ask, are we able to listen in? Like, are we also being able to listen or not?
You were-
Everybody made everybody made insight checks here. I'm imagining to not only listen in but figure out what's
Validity of how
Yeah.
truthful.
Oh,
one is
I got
being.
it. I got an
Very
18. How
you.
how trustworthy?
Oh, I was gonna ask, cause like I have the observant, skill or trait or feature, whatever
Ooh.
it's called.
That's good.
One of the things says if I can look at them and understand the language, like I can read their lips, basically.
Oh yeah, you can read lips. That's right. Yeah, so yeah,
So I
you
don't
get everything
necessarily
she'd say.
agree with it. Okay.
Yeah, you'd get all this. As you're
Yeah,
sitting
I
wherever. No, but yeah.
I put my hand up and do the motion, and I walk over to the crew and come here, and I relay all this information.
So it was pointless for me to listen in, really.
Yeah, it was, but we're trying to keep it from the guards.
No.
So okay,
As for
We-
your sorry, just wanted to get for your insight checks here. As for your trustworthiness of this person, you can tell there's like a small glint in her eye. Like there's more to what she does. She was truthful about her job with machinations and stuff like that, but she's obviously hiding whatever she's doing with this thing, with this machination she has. And from that eight.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as for like breaking you out and like paying you and all of that stuff, she's like she wants out of here real bad, and she wants her shit. She was honest about that, and she sees the biggest guy here, which is you, and the biggest threat to get her out of here. Like she was pretty forthright with almost everything.
Well, yeah, we want to get out. She wants to get out. Sounds like a plan.
And
Oh, yes.
You, okay. You, purple one. You, smelly one. You, whiny one. Okay. We have plan.
I reach for a lockpick. I assume I have to check to see if I have these.
You don't have anything.
look, man, I've given you so fucking many of these. Your body can't be checked anymore.
You only
Your
have
tiny
so
body
much
can't be
body.
checked anymore.
You want some of my fur? You can twist it together and claw.
wait. Can I not try to lockpick the lock with my claws?
No.
What does it matter right now if
It's
the
a
goblin already
stretch.
has one?
I should have thieves' tools on me somewhere, but
You already checked your asshole.
in theory, yeah, but no.
Okay. You guys in? Yes? No?
Like, it would have been one thing if you had just checked for one dagger, and then you checked for this, but you rolled for 3 fucking daggers in a row.
And your rum.
I couldn't have
And
lost
your
everything.
scrolls. And you have your boots and your clothes and your hat.
Hey, at least I got the hat.
That's right, I didn't take your hat away, but
I walk back over. Okay. Purple one, whiny one, stupid one are in.
Who's whiny one and who's stupid one?
I love that this is the first
It-
actual introduction we have of our main characters here.
Beautiful.
I love it so much.
The A team.
We have purple one, we have giant one, we have smelly one.
And
Oh, he cut.
Fuzzy one.
Fuzzy one.
I'ma scratch your
Okay.
face.
It's the A team.
Aggressive one.
We're more like the C team. Okay, I walk over to Goblin, and I give thumbs up.
Yeah, and she nods and she like gives a big
go-
wide tooth grin. And
like- Do I need to do distraction? I can do distraction.
she says, not yet. Give it time. They won't. Just give me a minute.
It's
can do
okay.
this.
Don't worry about it. I hear they're bringing concubines to us. It's gonna be good time.
All right, and with this little agreement, she actually says she thinks on it for a minute, and she looks to the guard sitting down watching and
Wait.
seeing everything, and she says, you know what? Yeah, a distraction wouldn't be bad, but
I can yell rape.
I don't think that'll help you in this case.
I can assist in that.
Oh my god.
I got tired of waiting for concubines.
Medon.
Yeah, and she looks around her cell and she sees that dude. She actually got partnered with a scrawny dude who James made friends with,
Yeah.
and
And the
And she-
merchant I pilfered from too, right?
I don't think you made friends with him.
He doesn't know.
You might know now.
He just knows he doesn't have any money.
Like, what the hell?
It's not like it's gonna help him much anyway.
Yeah,
Okay.
she looks around herself. She sees him, and she says, "Give me, yeah, not you though. Let me, give me a minute. I'll sort out a distraction and getting out of here, and then we'll work on the guards."
I could do that. They are very
I,
sexy.
I take the best cot lowest to the ground, and I curl up and I go to sleep, or at least lie there with my the brim of my hat covering my eyes and face.
With this, and with that, she like puts her thumb up, and she lays like a white tooth grin, and she walks back toward that guy, and she like sits in her bunk to start talking to him, and I think, and I know, too soon, but it is very late tonight. I imagine much later for everybody else, so I'm going to stop it there right before the jailbreak.
That's fine.
Great.
I think it's a good
Great.
point. Yeah, it's getting late for me. I gotta work tomorrow and stuff.
By the way, when I do say that my character goes to sit down, it's not that I'm like I want to go to bed. It's that like my character's just like he's been in these situations before. He's just waiting,
Just another dungeon.
Well, it's another cell in prison. It's just this time I don't think I'm gonna be hung in quite the same manner.
Giggity.
Giggity!
This one from the background.
All right, so thoughts, everybody, on the first ever game I've ever DM'd in my life?
Very nice.
It's nice.
Promising.
That's the only thing.
You're doing a good job of keeping this under control as much as you can.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Yeah, but,
mitigate being a dink.
Same.
I'm
Hey,
just
look.
trying to be a
One,
cat.
two.
A cat's a dick, so cats are evil.
Yeah,
I,
the only critique I have is you're going to, unless we are going in that particular direction, we don't need all that stuff. Like, well, in the north end there's all this stuff, and in the south end there's all this
I
stuff.
I
and on
appreciate
the west
it.
end,
I appreciate it. I like to have a depth to the world. It's
well,
nice.
I do too, but without a map, it's just
It's hard.
to
find.
keep track of it all,
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
not
I
very
just-
good
especially,
at
lightly
especially if it
scribble.
doesn't come up.
On some blank papers, some just base rudimentary stuff.
Paint. You got it.
Yeah, I'll
One thing as well, though, is like we're not going to have maps for things like this because our characters can't really record an actual map and have one that's pre-fleshed. So the role play / mechanical aspects of like in my case, me drawing the map and writing down all relevant information that I've acquired is about as true to my characters as and gameplay as can be. Which is annoying because it's like we don't have an easily referenced map, but that's the point. Is like you're a prisoner who's been shuffled around. You're not going to have perfect bearings and this nice drawn up map. So I agree that having a lot of information, thrown at you, much like would be in the real world, can be difficult to deal with. But that's literally the point of it.
But in the real world,
you know.
like, it's the fact that I'm also looking at things. So
It's true, very true.
it's not like it's easier to
Yeah,
keep information that way rather than
Yeah.
hearing words and then translating those words into images.
yeah. It's a different.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, just keeping it moving. I know we kept getting, especially I can't say anything that much because I was doing it too, but like we kept getting just sidetracked, and like, we got to just keep it moving and not get bogged down on one particular scene that's only supposed to take 10 seconds to go through.
Instead, takes 20 minutes.
I mean, I
Well-
love. At the same time, I love that out of what I had really only intended to just be like through scenes of like going here and then you're going to end up here. I love that James took advantage of every single opportunity he could to try
Not
to get out of
everyone.
here.
Not everyone. I had a few other plans, but
See, like you rolled so well to just like see your surroundings and like be sneaky, but when it came to actually having something useful on your person,
Yeah.
No.
Well, hey, not
They
every
used up all
not
the
every
rolls.
pirate's perfect.
but I
Apparently you
loved
got
it.
Eagle eyes though.
I loved it. I really did. You added a lot more to these scenes than I even
Yeah.
thought could have been possible. So
Well, yeah, and that's half the fun of, like, if you, like, 'cause that's why, I was like, I have this crazy idea. I'm like, Alabaster, since you're in this situation, because I was like, well, if I kick them, like, what if they pull the trigger and kill Alabaster on the crossbow?
Mm.
So I was like, so that's why I was like, yay or nay to my plan. I was like, yeah.
You know what? The first
my-
thought
in
that
my
went
mind-
through my head was, what if he pushes this person and they hit the Amazon and the crossbow pushes against my neck and I'm like,
That's
Yeah,
why I
I
asked for yay or nay, and then
I
you
was
said yay,
thinking-
and I went okay.
Well, you didn't give any context, but I get why. though.
risks.
But-
Well, I can't.
no, I know. That's why I said I get why.
Because she's not really
Because
supposed.
she's not supposed to know. I know.
It's a coin toss in a sense.
Yeah.
My nay would have just been me going like, all right, hurry up out there, and trying to like move it along and hopefully defuse the situation. Or maybe
But,
be
uh,
One of
cheeky
your
and be
friends on
like,
the
oh,
first game.
I see you've got that crossbow pointed mighty close to her neck there, for, to show off the fact that I can see and be a little thing.
Oh my god. But what was I gonna say? I don't remember.
Something about.
Oh
stuff
yeah,
where-
that I just thought that friggin' they were like you were gonna push someone into Alabaster and the Alabaster was gonna go forward into the bolt.
Yeah.
And jam her neck. That's what I was thinking. I was like, oh no, this is not good.
I have
only
math
thing I had-
agility. You were
Oh,
not
the
getting
ending
me that
session.
way.
But yeah, I was just gonna say like the most of the fun from D&D generally comes from spontaneous, just crap.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah, the spontaneity.
just
of
kind of
events.
like random things.
I have
Which isn't to
feline
say, like, you should
agility,
always
so
try
I
to do
was
stuff.
I was pretty
Hey.
certain I was not gonna die there.
Mm-hmm. For sure. But the you
But I
shouldn't
wasn't.
always try to do everything all the time. But at the same time, like you can make fun out of random situations that seem kind of dry or boring or pointless.
Yeah.
I'm also very sad that she overlooked me. I was gonna try and parlay with her and get her attention and do all sorts of shit out of that, man. I was gonna try and really work my way there. With my
I
fucking
mean-
9 charisma.
well, look, you stand out with your hat, but it's like a female and a tabaxi who Amazons are actually in pretty good with. You don't know this, but Amazons actually have a pretty good relationship with them. It's like somebody fucked up, and like she fucked up real bad.
I thought Amazons were good with the dog folk too, because they're humans.
Well, the Amazons more play a neutral role. They what they do is they like have stakes in like all the areas. It's like they're fine with humans, they're fine with everybody else, but they more or less keep to themselves most of the time. It's like the only reason now that they really interacting with people is because of the agreement with the war effort, and like they need men now because their god fucking left them. Their goddesses left them.
Okay, but
Also-
here's the thing. Wait, all they would have to do is say, "Hey, we need people to fuck our city of super hot women," and people would flock to this place.
No, that's the thing though. It's like they
Well,
they have
find
an
them.
agreement. Like they have an agreement and they feel slighted because the numbers, like they keep track of the men they get, and like they're
They're
really
all
really
slimy, nasty.
yeah. They keep track of the men they get, and they notice that like
None of
They
them
noticed.
are strong wolf warriors. Yeah.
recently that the numbers have been slowly decreasing over time. The men they've been getting,
But
and they feel
Are they
slighted
hurt?
by this.
Are they turning them gay? I don't understand. This does
Probably
not
snoo snoo.
compute.
death
think
by
they're
too
snoo
much-
I
snoo.
mean,
them.
how do you mistake a female tabaxi for a male?
Well, you
They
just,
were
you
just
were
grabbing
there in
everybody.
the ruckus, you put up a good fight, you were kind of really intimidating, they figured you were, probably more than you were.
I probably didn't put up a fight knowing my
I
personality.
wonder why they got me.
They just
I
picked you
just-
up on the way by, like, oh, a kitten, oh, let's take her.
I was just
oh."
trying to do my music and somebody picked me up. Like, what the fuck?
Like, meow. And I threw you in the back of the wagon. Like, shut up, cat.
Just an actual
somebody's
cat
off the
being
rough
Minding
fucking
my own
thrown.
business.
It'd be really funny. My character just kind of fell asleep in the back of the wagon as other
Just-
people
yeah.
were just
Yeah,
being
they
put in.
show up to go raid. You walk up. Oh, nice. And I shaded the little cabin. Go sleep in it. You wake up, it's driving down the road. Huh? Get out. What?
When did this happen?
But I should also say that not that it would have really made a lot of like difference, but my character does have a in quotes bad reputation. But essentially, it's like I am a fearsome pirate, quite literally. Not like horrifically fearsome, but I'm renowned as being a pirate.
Infamous.
So, if you do want to try to tie that in situations, that is available to you.
So you're infamous, right? That's what
Yeah.
you're trying to say.
Yes.
So you're a criminal.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a bounty hunter.
I mean,
How much money would there happen to be on your head?
I have no idea. It would depend on the ports and the authorities and stuff at large.
I'd say a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something
Not
to keep in
much
mind.
It's that's all up to the DM to decide where that leads. But
Yeah.
I do have it.
Yeah, I actually do need to make a note of that for next time for you, Amaranth, because since you actually have like you getting a good look at him right now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. All right. Yeah. So yeah, quicker pace. I gotta like I know I lost some of the names too.
Which ones?
I got well. I mean, I have Ymira as the main matriarch.
Amir, yep, and then you had Thomia as the secondary. The third was either Sauzia or some other chick we didn't get a name of.
I'm not
And
gonna
your sweeper
remember any
chick
of the names.
was Ayatune or Itunin.
I tune a guitar. That's how I remember.
Yes.
I tune
Ayatana. Yeah. Ayatune.
Ayatana.
I tune a guitar.
Ayatuna.
That's the dungeon clerk.
Yes. By the way, guys, she's important because she had at least 3 descriptors and had like information talked about her. So she's important. Just so you know, that's how that works. If there's at least 3 descriptors, they're an important NPC.
Hi.
That's a mark. If they gloss over it, probably doesn't matter.
So, okay, by that token, well, when's Drooling Girl gonna show up?
Oh,
Well,
you know
if-
damn well she's important.
Here's the thing. I got a plan for her, but I will
Her
say
butt.
this.
Oh boy,
got a plan for her
that
butt?
poor woman.
I'm telling you, I have a plan for her, but
Well, I will say this though: if you do have, I should mention this. You all do have the option of just being good prisoners.
Yeah, I figured as much.
We do have the option.
They seemed
but-
pretty like decent people. They just want,
But where's the fun in that?
I have as mentioned some articles that I,
I
need
could
to acquire.
not give a fuck and decide to stay in the cell.
well, yeah, because you're not gonna get a fuck.
Yeah.
According to
doesn't
the
give
fact
one.
that they have good relationship with the Baxies, they would let me go eventually.
Eventually.
Fuck you guys, I'm out.
Walks away.
I just find it funny though, cause yeah, like my character is at least noticeably female.
Yeah, I was wondering, you didn't speak very much. We need you to emote more.
I know.
I'm
I find
pretty-
it difficult to find out when to.
Yeah, you
Just
gotta
interrupt.
You gotta do something, anything. I mean, I scratch floors. I should spit on the bitch.
I did every once in a while, but yeah, I didn't do.
Well, it's fine. Like your
But-
characters are just quiet. I mean, play it how you want to play it, right?
It's more the fact that nothing in particular comes to mind.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Your character just woke up. You're feeling tired. You slept in some wagon that got carted away, and then all of a sudden you're in some Amazonian camp and you're hanging out
Such
with some
cool.
people. Alright.
What the?
It's interesting.
It is.
Everyone just accepted my character being in the wagon. It was just like, freaking, we'll take her, I guess. I guess she's our prisoner now.
So we're not gonna wake her up. Throw her out of the wagon.
She's sleeping so soundly.
They probably saw the leg and went, maybe they're interested in that.
Well, they're purple, so she's obviously suffocated and died. So
Yeah. We'll give her a proper burial. And then they went to like go throw her to the wagon to bury her when we got there and went, oh, it's alive. Oh, okay.
Just
it's
snoring like
alive.
Jesus.
It had only been a day.
Okay.
It's reanimated already.
We were only traveling for a day.
Oh my god.
What's this corpse doing in here?
Jesus.
Okay.
She
So,
got such a deep
who has
sleep.
woodworking?
I assume you have a lot of practice.
Yes. But we're gonna need somebody to whittle a flute out
Oh,
of
my
a
instrument bag.
cot leg so that she can have some kind
Well, that's
of.
actually, yeah, so there's some important things. One is, how big are these cots? Are they, like, I assume they're sized for Amazons if they have to use them, right?
Yeah, they're like decently sized. I mean,
So they're massive. Like,
Wait,
you
what?
can fit 3
These
of
are-
me in the damn thing.
Or one of
pretty large. Yeah.
Wait, what are we
Well, like
talking about?
Amarok, it's like for you, this thing. It's I wouldn't say a normal bed, but it's like height-wise, you can at least keep your legs on it, and your head is like slightly like kept down, while your body is kind of like
got one arm
kind of
hanging off the side.
yeah. You
Half your
they
torso.
these are some like lithe women. These are slim people.
There won't be one of these done.
Christ.
Yeah.
Well,
So, but the other-
James and Medora are sharing one, and I put 2 together for me.
Well, I assume they're bolted to the wall or something, right?
Yeah, they would have like set it up like against
Aw.
all of it.
I don't
all the
imagine
walls.
they're going to be loose for weapons.
Dibs on top bunk.
Are they?
Heck
We're
no,
all dead,
go
by
in
the way,
bottom,
crushed to
dude.
death overnight. But are they made of metal? Do they have any thin wiring I could make a lockpick out of by chance?
The goblin across. I did inform you the goblin across the street from us has a lockpick.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, but
He has
he
one.
wants to be cool guy.
No, I don't necessarily care if I'm the cool guy. I want to make sure that I'm covered.
Oh yeah. He just wants to cover his tracks. That's fair. From what you can see, like these are fucking like they made them all nice. They made them up real nice for you, and the fact that they even installed these things is a courtesy. Because normally you'd have just like maybe
Well,
some
A hole
better-
in the ground,
Yeah.
a skeleton who, in my case, was wearing a coat, a few rats and some spiders, and maybe a window.
Mechanically speaking, these are as base as you can get. There's like hardly any wiring. It's like these things are just straight up like
It's a metal sheet.
yeah, put up with some like feathered down, like padded as much as they could pad them.
Cool.
That's nice of them.
Hmm.
I promise not to escape. You can let me out now.
Hmm.
Where am I gonna go? There's thousands of you out there.
But
You wouldn't go anywhere anyways.
This is the one who
Exactly.
wanted to take them all on.
I'm in-
What's your
I'm in
constitution,
city.
Amarok? What's your endurance?
My constitution is a nice solid 16.
You won't make it through the night, I'm sorry, Frank. Death
Yes,
by
I will.
snoo.
16, dexterity of 17, strength of 18. I might not make it, but I'm taking a couple of them down with me.
Nice rolls.
Ideally, we
the-
want you to make it though, so
Yeah, but my intelligence and wisdom are shit.
it's okay. We'll do
How
that.
how shit is shit?
Well, they're 10s. I actually had a 9 for wisdom, but because of my race, my
That's not
race gives
shit.
me.
That's
Well,
average.
Yeah. Well, I got a +1 because of my race, and I put that to even out my wisdom into an even 10.
No, your
I
stats
feel
are
like
great. You're fine, dude.
everyone else though it might be low.
Oh yeah, and I got a 16 in charisma, so I'm very pretty.
yeah, I looked at that. That was crazy. That was crazy how statted out you were.
I
Nice
rolled.
character.
How are you
No.
so? How is your character so not stupid, but just a bit challenged and have such good charisma.
Well, he's just got
average
a strong
intelligence.
force of personality. That's all.
Yeah,
And it could have to do with intimidation too, if I recall.
I guess.
yeah. I've got a good intimidation.
Well,
Ah,
it's just force of personality because charisma is like, yeah, it can be attraction, but it's also like force of will. Because like one of the effects in 3.5 for if you got below 3 charisma is that your character just lost any sense of themselves, and they, like you would just essentially be no different than a rock in that respect. You just had no
You're just
personal.
Drooling idiot.
Yeah. Yeah.
wow.
Barbarian thing.
Hey, come on, at least Barbarian knows to swing an axe.
Hey. So 4 charisma.
Yeah.
So I think some people here definitely deserve a reward of some kind. Well, I can't really give any XP for anything since most of it was just dialogue based.
Of course you can.
James, Amarok, and God, I fucking hate to do this. I really hate to do this, but
too.
Alabaster, James, Amarok, I want to give you 3 inspiration.
Yay!
Mainly Amarok for constantly, not only in character, but saying just saying so much shit out loud to everyone. Like your tail is wagging, like all of that shit. And James, for all of your shenanigans.
You should
Of course.
reward me for that.
Hey man, good role play is good role play. You call a spade, you know what I'm saying?
Inspiration's like you're allowed. What the hell is it? You're allowed to roll with advantage on anything or something. Like, hold on, let's look at it. It's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah. And Alabaster for just not only just not giving a shit at all times of the day, at every time of the day, about anything, ever, but managing to smack talk surrounded by these women and still not give a fuck. She would have been happy if she had shot at her.
Actually, I was ready to dodge it. I was ready to start trouble. I don't know if I would have died though.
The beginning and the end.
I was going to use feline agility if it had to be done.
Right. The only thing I was looking for there, she wouldn't have actually actually shot you. But I was if James hadn't stepped in with his little idea, it probably would have just escalated to a back and forth between you two before she just like shoved you forward.
Or punished you.
I'm pretty sure it would have
Done it.
escalated because I didn't feel like backing down on this. I was actually, as you said this before James interfered, I was thinking of an insult for her as a comeback.
Oh no, that's what I mean. Like insults would have been fine. She would have taken insults. I had no intention of her actually shooting you. Like no violence was meant to take place right there.
No
Alright.
violence.
So, you can expend your inspiration whenever you make an attack roll, a saving throw, or an ability check. When you spend your inspiration, it gives you advantage on that roll.
Alright.
Additionally, however, you can also give your inspiration. You can reward it to other players at your own discretion.
Mhm.
So I can give my inspiration away, or Amarok or Alabaster can.
Oh.
Which is completely different than, say, Alabaster's Bardic Inspiration, which she has a die, I think it's a d6 at level 2. When she gives it away, you just get to add that to a saving throw.
Oh, that's
Attack
just a
roll.
buff. Yeah, it's a spell buff. That's it. Yeah.
All right. If anybody, I appreciate the critique. I really do. I will say this. I'm gonna throw some honesty out there right now.
Please do.
If it was not obvious, it was not terribly obvious. Pretty much, like I had the idea for everything. Don't get me wrong. I had an idea of what I wanted to happen, but everything I played here was pretty much off the cuff.
Which is very good and very difficult to do, but a skill to master as a DM for sure. But yeah, that's why a lot of times I was just going like I would say something that I think and I think it was like, oh shit, no, never mind, no, don't bring it up. But it's like, it's too late. Okay, well, a lot of times I just say, don't worry about it. Don't mention
That
it.
was really good for all improv. That was
Yeah,
really
yeah.
good.
Really,
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I would.
And I
I would also,
expect the same next time.
Absolutely.